Hey everyone, David here with High Shelf Gaming, and we are back with Cyberpunk Red. After a bit of a hiatus, we did the family meeting a couple of weeks ago, and this is our first session. I'm very excited. So this is going to begin chapter 2 of our Cyberpunk Red campaign, the Big Asphalt, and tonight is the train job, which, if you haven't picked up on it by watching past sessions, what we do is I post up a number of job types and the crew kind of sets which one they want to go after. And then all of our lovely players tonight have jumped in to take this one on. So directly above me is Katrina playing a new character, Spring. I would. um, yeah, I'm excited about Spring. Spring's kind of a techie, right? Yeah. Um, and she looks all badass with like this light collar and everything like that. It's pretty cool. Yeah. And then next to Katrina is Ta, played by Garrett. Garrett? Gavin, my apologies. God, why do I always get that wrong? Gavin, I'm a terrible friend. It's because I can't see you. See, I need to see your face one day. Then I'm always going to know. That's right. Next to Gavin is Casey playing Vinton. Dude. Yeah, I like the big steering wheel right in the shot. This is good. I asked for it though. I was like, "Hey, can you go portraits?" Yeah. And joining us for the first time is Sai. Sai, welcome so much to the game. I'm super happy to have you here. Yeah. And Sai is playing a new character, Galaxy. Galaxy is kind of an outrider scout, right? Yeah. This is going to be good. And I think this is the right crew for the day because the family, during the family meeting, has decided to take a trip up to Sacramento to try and find or do something with some big train full of steel that needs to get back into Night City, or get to Night City, really, to bring a bunch of steel so that our neighboring family, Chromoxy, can finish building the arcology. So somewhere up north, near Sacramento-ish, there is supposedly a train. And word got out with the family friends, other fixers and that sort of thing, that you all were going to take on this huge project. And the one and only Hitchens reached out and said, "Well, I got an idea. I got an option for you." And so all of you are at camp, and if we recall, camp is this little blue circle right north of Night City, and this is a defended campground. You all have kind of military-style tents, these like half-dome tents made out of stretched canvas, and you all live there with your food hall, and you all have your own private quarters and all that good stuff. We actually recently upgraded a lot of things, so it's much nicer now, or is getting a much nicer right now. Question. Uh-oh. Let me go look at the stream. What is the issue that Mike is seeing? Oh, okay. I definitely want that fixed. Oh, okay. Desktop audio. Oh, I know what I did. Let's try it now.
Reset. I'll do it again.
Yeah, I think I did it. I think I had been messing around with my audio settings a while back, and I think it's fixed now.
It's fixed now.
Okay, awesome. Whew. Thank you so much. So actually, that's a really good thing to mention that, because I did need to take a quick pause and do a handful of announcements before we actually start the game. So obviously, this is High Shelf Gaming. We're a podcast and all that kind of stuff. Tonight is Cyberpunk Red. Normally, we play Tales from the Loop on Monday nights, but we're going to take a week off because we've got some other stuff going on. This Wednesday is going to be Blades in the Dark, which is a game of scalawags and hoodlums going through the mean streets of Nightfall or whatever it is. It's like not a great place to be.
Dusk Vale.
Dusk Vale.
Duskfall.
Duskfall. See, I got it wrong.
Duskfall.
It's a little bit wrong.
Mike is gonna be so mad.
He is. He's gonna be so mad at me. Like, Empty dies. Okay, well.
We just took care of Ghost Bomb.
Yes.
We
Yes.
took care of it.
Hey, the actual ghost bomb never went off. We have no idea what happened to that thing.
It's just a mystery that none of us want to worry about.
Whoops. So anyways, and then on
Ethan went to jail. Sorry.
right, Ethan's character went to jail. So that's gonna happen on Wednesday. We're gonna find out fallout from all those things, and then Friday is gonna be our first charity stream, which I'm super pumped about. We're gonna be hosting a Traveler game. Patrick Canoose is gonna be our GM, and it's all for the Carcinoid Foundation. And carcinoid is a very rare or often misdiagnosed form of cancer. So we're gonna be raising some awareness, raising a bunch of money, and giving away a ton of things. Like, there's so much stuff we're giving away, it's insane. So I actually don't know how we're gonna give away everything that we got to give away, because it's like just too much stuff to give away. Like, I'm really baffled on that one, but it's going to be great. We are really excited for it. And so that's going to happen on Friday, May 1st, or May Day, as it's known in the Traveler universe. So let's see here. I think that wraps up our announcements for the week. At the midway point here, I am going to be giving away a key for Legend Keeper, which is about to go live. Like, it's in beta right now, so I'll give beta access to one lucky winner. But it's actually about to be a full-blown product, like, here in a minute. And Braden, the person who makes it, is super pumped. He quit his day job to work on Legend Keeper full-time, and it's just really powerful, all the stuff that you can do in that. So we're going to give that away at the midway point tonight.
Almost all our GMs here use it. So that run games on HSG, we all use it. So
yeah, it is super powerful. And actually, I may be able to show some Legend Keeper tonight as part of our game. So I'm hopeful to do that. Let's see here. So I think those are my announcements. Anybody else have any other announcements?
nope.
Yes. Okay. Just catching up on chat. All right, good stuff. So let us get this going. Like I said earlier, word kind of went out that the family, a large portion of the family, is going to move up near Sacramento to try and find this missing train to bring all the steel back into Night City for the arcology. You are all at camp. Benny has gotten you all together. Benny and his limp and his light tattoo and all that good stuff, and his like gruff face, and he's aged well and all that kind of stuff, has gotten you all into that small little conference room with the little micro projector up onto the tent wall, and you're all kind of crammed in there. And he just has a little message up on the screen from Hitchens saying, "Hey, I heard you might need a train, and I have an opportunity for you if you wanted to walk away with your own heavy ride," as she calls it. And just all four of you are in there because you're the four that were available, as far as Benny knows. And Galaxy, how long has Galaxy been with the family?
Not that long, really.
Okay. So new face for a lot of folk. Yeah. Then Benny's gonna take a quick second and say, "All right, well, Vinton, Ta,
So,
you, I think you know Spring. She was here a while back. Went to school, came back, all educated, super smart now. And this here's Galaxy. Everybody be nice to Galaxy. I'll leave you to it." And then he leaves.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Benny.
appreciate it, Ben.
He like throws some deuces as the flap closes behind him, and he shuffles back to the comms tower to listen for, ambient traffic on the waves.
Great. Well, and unless y'all got something else to do, I got to stop by the armory and pick up my weapon. And I guess we'll hop in my ride unless we want to try to get a car from your homeboy, Mailbox Spring.
If we got your ride, I don't see why we need to get a different one. I mean,
Fair
we may end up having to use the heavy power of your ride anyway.
Fair
Beat speed.
enough.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
I'm not
this
driving.
this Hitchens, someone you know her well?
I've known of her. She's helped us out in the past pretty well. She's the reason why we got a lot of the medical stuff for camp at the point, and why a lot of us have she's pretty good on cyber tech as well.
I be good to get some more info then before we go riding all the way up north.
Yeah, and personally, I got some business to deal with Hitchens anyway. So
Hope that doesn't get in the middle of our little plan here then.
no, nothing like that yet. Anyway, Galaxy was it? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nah, that's good. Spring will just lean back and wait.
Galaxy was it?
Yep.
Good gun.
Yep.
Good. Not saying that it. Trying to hope that it doesn't get loud, but our crew has a tendency for going loud. So
Understood.
What crew
got anything
doesn't?
you need help? This is true. We have a terrible track record of being stealthy and that type. All right then.
Maybe we can
So-
work on that then.
Yeah. Then I was like, all right, let's go. He starts out. He's still limping because this is only a couple days after the whole dust up, right?
Right. It's been. I think you actually heal pretty fast in Cyberpunk Red. So you probably have like a cosmetic limp, but are not suffering any minuses anymore.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
like everything's a little tender, but you're okay.
Everything. Yeah. Bullet holes are still fresh in some of its clothes.
Yeah, exactly. So I pulled up the family stats on Legend Keeper. Are y'all gonna go to the garage to try and get a different ride, or are you gonna take your truck?
Yeah, we'll take the truck just in case. It's the most armored vehicle I think we got fleet, right?
Yes.
Pretty much. We don't
Yes.
got an armored VTOL sitting back there, do we?
No, definitely
we have
not.
some
Yeah.
bikes
Not yet.
and dirt.
Yeah.
Now
Not yet.
y'all did put a lot of money into the garage, so your vehicle pool has stepped up quite a bit. But you're still not at the point where you have armored vehicles or anything like that. It's like you no longer have, your cars now have mufflers, so they're not crazy loud. It's like
Okay.
you're coming up in the
we'll take
world.
my truck.
Okay,
We'll take my truck, being that it's basically built to the tank specs.
right.
That's
Right.
what we need right now.
Okay, good. So let's set aside
Especially since you guys keep pissing off Petrochem.
You really are angry about Petrochem, aren't you? Spring, we'll be all right. We got this.
It's Petrochem.
We
Yeah.
don't have the best record with them.
Yes, I know.
And we're helping refugees here.
That's
They don't
okay.
need to know. I thought you'd be on my side, Taff. Dang, man. I'm
Zach.
all alone.
David, I want to make sure you're looking at Spring Sheet and not Violet's.
I am on Springs. Yes.
Okay. Making sure.
So he goes, he picks up all of his weapons.
Okay.
That's the first thing he does.
Yeah, you go and talk to Hax, and Hax says, "Hold on. New security measures. Let me look at you.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I know you're venting, but sometimes there are face swap jobs. Just gonna make sure there's no scars on you." And she says, "What do you need?" And she holds out like a little clipboard.
I need my carbine. I need my baseball bat. I need my
You have your baseball
pistol
bat.
to hit. Oh, do I? I don't know.
It's-
I don't know how strict the family is.
It's only it's only the fully automatic stuff that they're holding into
Okay.
in armory. You can hold your baseball bat and your your pistols
It's a
and stuff.
fully automatic baseball bat.
Yeah.
Like I need my silenced pistol, and I need my submachine gun.
Okay, and when do you think you'll be bringing those back?
Hopefully after the end of this mission.
Okay. All right. And so she writes some things down on the clipboard, asks you to sign it, and then goes and hands you your things with with the ammunition that you stored with them and everything.
Do I still have my armor piercing for my carbine? I think I had 24 left.
Yes. Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
And then
Before I would go over with everyone else, Todd would go back to his lab, which is not his lab anymore, because now there's like the engineering people, so he has to walk through like normal people doing stuff to get to his like back corner, which is still darkly lit.
Yeah.
And he just like grabs his utility belt, grabs the scraps,
Like,
shoves everything in.
They put lights back there, and Ta went and turned them off. He's like, no. I need
He
this.
unscrewed the light bulbs from a couple of them,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
I must have blue. Spring has like a coat with just various pockets that have like, I don't know, like maybe a paper clip, a thing of thread, other random shit that can be used to be MacGyver shit later.
Like sutures and things.
Just little random stuff.
Whoops, we lost Casey. We lost
Casey.
Vinton.
There's
No.
but they moved.
No.
No.
Discord,
Oh,
I hate
no.
you now. Why'd
I
you
don't
do
know
this
That's
to
what
me?
the
happened.
Zoom thing. Oh no.
Oh,
I'm
gosh.
the same.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
so
good.
yeah.
sorry, guys.
No, it's not your fault. It's Discord's fault. They used to be amazing, and now, like, the
Oh,
whole
really
reason why
amazing.
I did Discord over all other things. Oh, nope.
Oh,
Oh.
because it has to.
Oh, okay. They moved everything back where it's supposed
They
to go.
heard you diss and talk about
I-
them, and
yeah.
they're like, nope, we're fixing this.
Yeah, we're fixing it right now.
Do it one more time, Discord. But one more time.
That's right.
And I'll pay for.
No, so like there's all these options for us to use, right? And I use Discord because when someone drops and comes back, they go back where they were. And that's like because then I don't have to mess with OBS and all that stuff, and I was about to get really upset. But
Well, just in case, I went on the Wi-Fi and took it off my phone plane. In case that was why I dropped. I was
Okay.
like, okay.
yeah, no worries then. No worries.
I apologize.
No, you're good, man. You're real good. All right. So let us get into it. Sorry, you have your things. Ta, you went back to your workshop and grabbed. What did you grab?
My utility belt within like the scrap that I got from, and all my little gadgets and things like that.
Okay, good. And Spring has some stuff that she's taking out of her, like only her locker and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yep.
Okay.
It is just random bits and bobs.
Okay, excellent. And like a medical kit? Are you grabbing one of the medical kits?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, I thought we were keeping one in. Yes, I am grabbing one. I thought there was one in the truck as well.
There is. Yeah, there's
Okay,
one in
but
the
I will
truck.
be-
I didn't know if you were also grabbing another.
Yes, I will also grab a med kit.
Okay, perfect.
Also, there's 2 heavy flak jackets for the squad. I took one. I took Blues out of rotation as a reminder for Vinton.
Okay. Yeah, so for Spring going into the medical tent, with E gone, she's still helping Bigfoot Tribe get relocated here and, getting everybody moved safely. You are really the one kind of in charge of inventory. So it's very easy for you to just go in and like grab the stuff and like scrawl real quick. All right, this is gone now.
Don't gotta check nothing with no one.
That's right. Normally they'd be asking you, but
I look at the clipboard and check. Yep, I took that one.
cool. All right. Fair enough. And then Galaxy, does Galaxy need to grab anything special or extra from their things?
Galaxy doesn't have a whole lot of stuff to begin with, so everything they need is already on their person.
Perfect. All right. So you load up into Vinton's truck. It's this big black semi rig. You don't have the trailer attached, I presume. It's armored. There's plenty of seating in the kind of cab and in the back area. Any other things that have been changed on your truck, Vinton, since the last time we spoke?
Uh-oh.
What was it, Vinton? You broke up a little bit there. Slash froze. Slash disconnected.
There we go. This is will be the last time. I tell you what. Discord. Make me mad.
Can we
Do I need to?
Can we clarify on Galaxy what armor they have?
Yes. Yeah, you will see Galaxy walking up with leathers normally. Is what Galaxy's walking around in. Now, whenever you guys go on a job, you do have those 2 heavy armor jackets that you could pass around to anybody who needs it.
Is leathers 5.5 or?
It's 4.4.
4.4. Okay.
So, hopefully Discord doesn't get angry. I'm going to say real quick. The lights are blue now, and there is a blue Lotus spray painted in blue on the doors of the truck.
Nice.
So.
That's cool. I like it.
So, that's what's changed. Other than that, it's still the big mangly mess of metal. Still trying to get that all smoothed out, but it's mean, it's black, and it's ready to lay down hate.
Sweet. Okay, so Casey, are you going to be audio only?
I'm going to try camera one more time, and if it goes,
okay,
I'll switch just straight audio.
Okay, that's totally fine.
I don't know what's going. Yeah.
It's totally fine if it's audio only. I will have to move things around if it. See, it's funny. As soon as you go camera, then it puts you right back where you're supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's all good. If we decide you're gonna go audio only, that's fine. I can move things around real quick, and it's no big deal.
I'm so sorry, David.
No, you're fine, man. No worries, dude. You're like joining from the truck on the road. Like I'm A-okay. All right, so. Yeah, you all load up in the truck, and are you headed to Hitchens, or where do you want to go first?
Unless anyone else has they need to go in town, I was gonna head straight to Hitchens. Is the firehouse on the way to Hitchens?
Nope.
Okay, yeah, and then we just head straight.
Do you want to like drive by and see what's going on, or?
I am kind of curious. My curiosity is gonna get the best of me here, but I do want to drive by with my lights off just to kind of.
Well, didn't David say that like Little Detroit was like friggin' destroyed?
You guys have heard. You all have heard that Little Detroit got pretty messed up, and that. And that the S-Platoon crew is also severely weakened. They may not even be in the firehouse anymore. You're not really sure where they're located.
It will save me my bribe money and on what's there.
All right.
So.
I just want to know why you're going the wrong friggin' way, but that's spring, so.
I would not like to be seen anywhere near Detroitus or.
Detroitus, that was good.
Or the firehouse.
Guys, we'll be fine. I got my lights off. Midnight Runner's not displayed. I'm just another container truck. I'm curious to see who might be there.
Right, let me toss your.
Isn't this where you guys just caused hell at?
No.
Yes.
Splatoon caused hell. Pat. Top man. I just light up a cigar and be like, yeah, this caused a lot of hell.
All right, so y'all head into Westbrook.
Good.
And you're in Vinton's truck. Vinton, do you ride straight down this road right between Detroitus and the firehouse, or how do you want to approach this? There's a little there's a little a crossroads right there, and I just didn't know what your approach was to the firehouse.
I think I would like to. You know what? Yeah, let's go right down the road.
Right.
Straight down the center. Let's see what's going on.
All right. Good stuff. So
I got armor.
yeah. So you
I'm
all
still gonna
kind of mosey
sit
down
here.
this residential road, and Westbrook is a suburb of Night City, and out here there's a lot of like mid-level industry, so like distribution houses and breweries and all that kind of stuff were here, and over the years some of them have been repurposed for other things. But out here, especially in the area that you're in, is very, I don't know, there's not a lot of residential stuff here. It's more like just mid-level commercial stuff out here. And as you head down, you can see Detroitus. You can see these stacks of the structure of I-beams and these big shipping containers, 40-foot long shipping containers and 20-foot long shipping containers that are arrayed just kind of haphazardly stacked up. And it's probably a 10-story building effectively made out of shipping containers. And as you get closer, you can see just how shot up Detroitus is. There are some people just kind of running around. Like you probably see a couple of guys hanging out on a street corner, looking like they're trying to sell stuff. And, other than that, Detroitus looks empty. It's clearly standing, but you can just see all the bullet holes that are in Detroitus. On the other side of the street is this motel. Looks like the motel caught some rounds. There's a big scorch mark on the south end of the hotel where maybe an explosive went off at some point. And then the firehouse where S-Platoon used to be, looks like there's still somebody living there. The garages are shut, and you can see the lights are on. There's a couple of people moving around inside, but the whole front drive area is all pocked with bullet gouges and explosions and all kinds of stuff. This whole thing looks really tore up. This firehouse, if you all remember, was very like tough looking. It was big concrete structure with these really tall towers, these 3 towers that were anchoring the whole firehouse. All of those have looks like they've taken significant damage. There's chunks of concrete that are missing. There's parts of those high walls that have been pulled down. But you don't see anybody outside, and you don't see anybody on top of those towers as you kind of roll by. Now, you do see a couple of people in the garage kind of look out at your truck as you cruise by, but doesn't seem like anybody's doing anything about it. They're just noting your presence.
That would have been a terrible mistake because I just would have ran him over.
Yeah.
that would have been a terrible mistake.
Yeah, we would be playing a different game right now. So.
Yep.
That would be the roadkill RPG?
Yes. Oh, excellent. Excellent. So.
All right.
You
I
all
thought we did. Man,
roll on
Detroit
by.
has handled it.
Yeah.
Huh.
All
right.
So y'all roll on by and head over towards Brickworld, which is where Hitchens hangs out. And
Let's do it.
all right, cool. So you all end up at Brickworld. Brickworld is this 1-story, well, call it 2-story brick building that's pretty long, pretty deep. And when you come in, this used to be a brick making house. They used to have like a big kiln in the back where they fired bricks and all that kind of stuff. And so whenever this building was repurposed as a bar, they just made all the furniture out of the bricks that were around. And so when you first come in, there's all these like bar tables and the bar and everything, but it's all made out of hand laid bricks with like, grout and all that kind of stuff. So it's very monochromatic in here. A lot of red and gray mortar. And you can kind of tell how when they started making the bar, whoever was doing this had no idea what they're doing, because the first couple of tables are real like kind of tilty and shoddy, and the mortar is spilling out everywhere. And then after a couple of tables, and once they start working on the bar, they started to get better at it, and the grout all gets cleaned out, and the bricks are a little bit more level, and you can really like tell that they were learning how to make with bricks as they were building the bar. But this place is otherwise a pretty well-run establishment. They've got food, they've got drinks, they've got kind of a regular customer base now. And just south of them is where that arcology is being built. This giant, it's probably like a 4 city blocks large thing that's being erected, and you can see it starting to climb up into the sky. And that's where Chromoxy is. That's what Chromoxy is building, is this huge arcology down in Westbrook. And you all come in. I would say that Vinton, by now, the bartender probably recognizes you a little bit. And it's the same guy you've seen before. He's got these suspenders and a handlebar mustache, and he's too hip for himself. And you are... he kind of nods at you and tries to gauge where you're going to go sit while he calls a waitress to go and take care of you guys.
I think we'll find the closest table to the entrance where Hitchens is at.
Okay, yeah, Hitchens is in the back, so you kind of get a table towards the back. And the waitress comes over. She's got this kind of side cut hair with the rest of the hair pulled back into kind of like a faux hawk situation. And she tosses some menus on the table and kind of looks around at everybody and says, Vinton, looks like you've got some new friends. Welcome to the Brick House, you all.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
This is Galaxy, and this is Spring.
Galaxy Spring.
You obviously remember my techie buddy over here.
Quiet guy. Yep.
Toff. We need to have a word with Hitchens if she's available.
Okay.
She says she got something about a mission for us.
Okay. I'll let Hitchens know you're here.
And
can I get you anything
I'll take
while you wait?
Whiskey, please.
I'll second that.
Okay.
Empty bottle.
That's right. You like empty bottles. And for Galaxy?
Non-committal shrug, just...
All right. Excellent. And so she leaves, gets all those things, and comes back later to pass around drinks. She says, Hitchens will see you all in a couple of minutes. So just sit tight, and
Cool.
I'll let you know when she's ready for you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
As you're kind of looking around, there's these big wooden double doors that go back towards where the brick kiln used to be, and you can see in the floor where there's this like railing where there used to be some sort of cart or something like that used to sit on rails that fits underneath those set of double doors. The rest of the clientele here is still early morning, so there's probably not a lot of people in here. There's probably some drunk at the bar who maybe didn't leave, and they just kind of didn't kick him out, kind of thing. And he's kind of shouldered over the bar, nursing some glass, and otherwise it's really Spartan right now, just because of the time of day that you're there.
Gotcha.
After a few minutes, the kind of side door that leads to the back that you all have gone through in the past opens up, and this large framed woman comes through, and she's clearly augmented. You can see that her cheekbones are a little bit sharper than they should be. You can see that her whole like head and shoulders is kind of preternaturally still as she moves through the room. And though she's wearing long sleeves, right at the wrists, you can see that her wrists are chrome. That there's some sort of machinery there instead of flesh, kind of thing. And
Nice.
as she kind of walks through, the two bartenders just kind of give her a a nod, of like see you later kind of thing, but they never actually say anything. And she kind of moves through the door, a little ding-a-ling-a-ling as she moves out. And as soon as she leaves, you can hear the bartender and waitress both like give a sigh of relief and go about their day-to-day business. And
Great.
the waitress, once the door shuts, the waitress kind of looks over at Vincent to make eye contact and says, "Hitchens is ready." And she heads over to meet you all at the door.
Whatever's left of my whiskey, I just toss it back and start my way back there.
Okay.
Who the hell was that?
I don't know, but God, hopefully it's not related who I think it might be.
What the fuck does that mean?
There's bigger problems in Petrochem that we didn't get resolved.
For a nomad family, you guys are real fucked up.
Hey, God, we're edge runners is what we do.
Very true.
So you all head back. You can see where, as you're walking down the hallway in the back, it's this wider area. You can see where all of the brick making stuff has been pulled to the side or discarded and has been replaced by brewery equipment. There's a not big, but there's a medium-sized kiln and a thing to filter all the water, and they're kind of making hooch right here in the bar. And she leads you all back, and there's this, full-size door in the floor. She reaches down, opens the doorknob, and pulls it over to the side, and there's stairs leading down into Hitchens' office.
Appreciate it, darling.
Name's Samantha.
Samantha, appreciate it. Thank you. I'll remember that. And I'll make my way down.
Okay.
Gotta love the fixers with underground bunkers.
Right.
Galaxy's
Wait
gonna
till you get a load of her.
Galaxy's going to take a quick second to look around to see if it just looks normal-ish.
Yeah, so Galaxy, you're kind of sizing her up and seeing this space up here. This is clearly a working space for them. There's a lot of storage. There's, bottles of beer and all that kind of stuff, whiskey, all that kind of laid out here, some barrels of whatever it is that they're making. Now, you kind of gauging Samantha here, she seems, she doesn't seem nervous. I guess she maybe seems a little annoyed with your human perception, just you kind of gauging her, what vibe she's giving off is that maybe she doesn't really see this as her job or something along those lines, and just seems kind of annoyed to be dealing with this, but otherwise isn't giving off any kind of sense that this is abnormal, just that it's annoying to her. And let's see here. I'm trying to think of other stuff you would see in here. When you first walk into this back area, there is an office-looking thing upstairs that y'all have never really gone into before. And you can see up there that the lights are out. And so that's the only other detail that I didn't really point out to you earlier. So as you kind of glance around, you notice, okay, second floor, there's a thing up there that you wouldn't have seen on your way in. But now that you're back at this back door, going down, give a quick glance, office up there.
Tal would look for two things. The first being like the Borg bodyguard that he missed the first time. Or is that Samantha?
Samantha is definitely not a bodyguard. She's just the waitress here.
Okay.
Okay. So Ta goes down the stairs, right? And you remember last time at the very end of the meeting, there was this form in the back that just kind of moved a little bit. And it's like, oh God, there's somebody back here this whole time. Right? Is that kind of who you're looking for?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you get down there, and Hitchens is sitting over at her little table off to the side, and it's as before. There's a counter, and then there's clearly a number of surgical suites with curtains drawn. Back, it looks like there's 6 bays, 3 to a side going back. And that form that you remember seeing, that big shadow, was all the way at the end near a back door, into some kind of back room. You don't see that form there. Like, you look right where that person was sitting, and you don't see them there. Hitchens is sitting there with her little tablet out and open, and she's fiddling with something. And you can see she's got one, like, black chrome arm, and then one that's, like, kind of matches her natural skin tone up at the shoulder, but then turns into chrome later on throughout the arm. And you know both of those to be the Arasaka. Like, one is, like, military spec ops style Arasaka arm, and the other one is like this just military grade, arm that she's got. And she's wearing her typical black A-frame or A-cut shirt that's just like 2 black bands, kind of hiding her torso is really all it's good for. And she's got her dark hair kind of pulled back into a ponytail as she's kind of looks up for what she's doing and kind of waves you all over.
Ah, Hitchens, radiant as ever.
Vinton, it's good to see you. I see you brought some new faces. Please come in. Can I get y'all anything to drink?
I'm fine. I had a whiskey.
Okay.
Quite delicious, by the way.
Good.
Had one downstairs. Hi, I'm Spring.
Spring, good to meet you, Spring. And you are?
Nice to meet you.
Galaxy.
Galaxy, great to meet you as well. She kind of looks both of you over. Either of you wouldn't happen to be shopping for some extra augmentations, would you? I think Galaxy looks like you've got some. Maybe you want a little bit more? Oh, it's Spring. Nice arms.
Thank you. I don't think we're in the business of getting new things today. I think we're here for some. We're here on some business. About a mission in a train.
Yeah. I heard some things on the grapevine and thought y'all might want to know about a situation. Is it true that the whole family's gonna be moving up to Sacramento?
Not the whole family, Hitchens. Just some of us edge runners.
Oh, okay. So all the heavies are heading up to Sacramento. Is that right?
No.
Yep.
Okay. Well, so here's what I've heard, and this is actually kind of thanks to you, Vinton. Last time, and actually Utah, last time you were here, you took a little object for me and you left it in City Hall for me. Do you remember that?
I did.
So there is a train operator. It's kind of a fuck up, honestly. He calls himself Stud. He's an idiot. And he keeps getting arrested because he keeps breaking his union's bylaws. And here in Night City, union bylaws are law. And when you break those, you can get arrested. They're done fining him. They can't fire him for some stupid reason. I don't really understand that one.
Unions.
But he spent some time in jail, and I got to see why Mr. Stud keeps going to jail. The reason why is that as a train operator, he keeps leaving his engine unlocked, keys in it.
You gotta be kidding.
And at the time, I thought, well, this is dumb. Do some looking around. Apparently, it's kind of normal. Whenever these operators, their shift is done, they've clocked out, they just leave. They just leave the engine wherever it's at, and they go home because they're done with their time. And he keeps getting caught, keeps getting written up, and finally they just threw him in jail. And at the time, I didn't think anything of it, but when I heard you were headed up to Sacramento for some train stuff, just did a little looking on train-related things and found out that this fuck up just got out and is probably operating again. And if you can find his ride, it's probably ready to go.
You got an engine number for me?
Yep. 2107. It's a big yellow thing.
2107.
It's an old Santa Fe diesel. They've converted it to a Chew engine so it can burn the new stuff. But, yeah, big yellow with a little bit of red on it. And 2107 is the engine you're looking for.
This, and I appreciate everything you just said, but this can't be that easy, Hitchens. There's no way.
Well, the train
Might be
itself
close.
might be easy. The train yard is probably not easy.
There it
Yeah,
is.
who owns the engine and the yard that it is in?
Right. Yeah. So the yard is all owned by BN Worldwide Logistics, which is they kind of own all the rails out here. Their rail yard is heavily guarded. You can imagine that trains these days probably have a lot of problems because, everything going on. So now these diesel engines don't just run alone. There's usually some sort of engine or vehicle in front of them that clears the road and scouts ahead to make sure there's nothing that's going to cause problems. And it has to be far enough out that if there is a problem, the train can stop in time. Because my understanding is that when these things are really heavy, it takes them miles to stop.
You're correct.
Right? And so,
Yep.
so these trains are armored more so than they used to be. And they've got some kind of scout vehicle that rides out ahead of them. Well, the rail yard itself is guarded. They've got these big control towers that they're kind of like an airport control tower, but they're shorter. There's guards up there. There's fencing. There's guards and dogs on the yard. So getting to the engine might be pretty tough. But once you're there, my understanding is that this guy's such an idiot, you can just take it.
Do you know what he usually runs?
Yeah, so I did a little bit of looking. His paperwork says that he does short run freight to and from. There's apparently a couple of refineries just outside of Night City, and he'll go out there, get stuff, come back, and this is like steel refineries kind of thing.
Okay.
And so I think that's what he hauls normally. That's all his arrest report said, was that it was after a job out to Bethlehem Steel. But I don't actually know what he runs normally other than that one job that he did.
So are we looking at hitting this just to get the steel? Because I don't know what the long-term plan for stealing a train is.
Well, so here's my thought. My thought was, if you're going up to Sacramento to find some train, maybe you need your own engine. Maybe you don't. I don't know. But that was kind of what I was thinking for you all.
Question. Where do you stash an engine?
Right? I have no idea. Somewhere on the line, I guess.
We take it up to Sacramento. We'll get one of the family members to take it directly up there. It won't stay in Night City for very long. The quicker it can get out, the better it is.
But who mans it, and where do we put it once it gets to Sacramento? We sell it?
I doubt we can sell it because it's marked. But we can get it up there. Everybody's kind of disconnected, so we at least got a month before they'll figure out exactly where it went.
So we
All
get
those
it.
fails?
We get all. So what you're saying is we get it. We get most of the edge runners on it and get them up to Sacramento.
Pretty quickly, get the steel, or at least get it up there. If we got to find a place to stash it, I'm sure Hitchens got people up there that we can talk to.
Yeah, I know a couple of people in Sacramento. Sure.
I mean, I have no doubt if we take some steel that Chromoxy wouldn't want it.
Are you trying? You don't want to hit the yard. You want to hit it while it's.
No. I do want to hit it while it's moving because going to the yard is friggin' stupid. But if it's moving and it has steel attached to it, we know who we can sell steel to.
True.
But we have to
Hitchens.
wait for the idiot to get out.
Well, I mean, you don't
Mm, my,
you just need the train to slow down, honestly. You can get an idiot off a train.
and my truck's heavily armed enough that whatever they got's going to take a minute to chew through it. If all else worse, I'll push it off the track.
I don't know.
So,
We definitely don't want to hit the yard. That sounds like round 2 of the stupid shit y'all already did.
trust me, I got the bullet holes. I don't feel like getting more. So I agree with hitting it while it moves. That's honestly the weakest it's going to be.
Then I think we need facts on what its next movements are and who's piloting the car in front of it. Because we're going to have to make sure that that's taken care of too.
Hitchens. You wouldn't know who the security contract goes to that yard, do you?
I don't, but I could figure it out for you. They're going to want some money.
How much is your
course.
finder's fee, Hitchens?
Well, I think that there's kind of a thing I need you to do if you get this train.
It always is.
So
What you got for us, girl?
So the deal is that there's a box that is too heavy for me to move. But this train can move it. And so if you get your hands on it, I need to make sure that box gets back to me. And that's my finder's fee.
Hold on, Hitchens. What are you getting yourself in? That you need a locomotive. We're a truck family. I got family that can. What are you getting that you need a locomotive?
Yeah.
I really don't think that I want the answer to that.
Yep, there's a box hidden off of one of the little rail lines that this thing can get to. If you end up owning this locomotive, you tell me where, and I will give you the location to go and pick up my precious cargo. And all I need you to do is bring it back here. Once it's back in Night City, I can get it to me. But where it's at right now, I can't get to it.
Alright, Hitchens. I'll bite. But he needs this done. And you're the only clean lead that we got.
Okay. All right, so I'll find out who is running security for the rails for you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Galaxy shoots a look off at Spring through their hair.
All right.
Spring
why
shine.
are you doing that?
What do you need anything else from me?
Actually, I do. Go ahead.
So Todd would be like, you got any update on those arms?
Yeah. So your arms are coming in. I need to schedule a time with you that we can put them on. Now you're going to be down for about a week while you recover, because changing out hardware like that takes time. It takes time for the body to get used to it, and there's going to be some therapy where you learn how to use your new equipment.
I'll get used to it. I'm ready.
Okay.
Set a date. I'll be there.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, out of character, you and I will figure out a time when we can block off Ty's availability for a week.
So, how much do you know about how that mission, by the way, Hitchens, taken out?
Say again?
How much does Hitchens know about how that mission went with the family going against? Like, I'm sure she knows it went well, but does she know the fallout from that?
Yeah, I mean, Hitchens is pretty clued in, especially because she deals with cybernetics, and those guys were really messing up the local cybernetics market and everything like that. There's a lot of fallout that she's aware of. I think what she would tell you without you having a roll on anything would probably be something along the lines of, now that those fucks are dead or gone or weakened, all of my customers are a lot happier, and they can start walking the streets, sporting their chrome again, whereas before they really couldn't. So, as far as I'm concerned, the whole world has changed.
I bring you this kind of news because you seem like you liked Blue a lot.
I do like Blue.
Well, unfortunately, Blue's no longer with us. I figured you should know because, really, dude, sorry.
Oh, this guy beside you.
There's a guy who turned on his backup lights and it's super bright.
Oh God.
Blue didn't make it out of the. She's no longer. Silas has went away for a little bit.
You see her. You see her kind of perk up a little bit at the mention of Silas going away. Well, Vincent, I'm sad to hear about Blue. I'm glad you told me. I had heard a rumor, so I'm sorry for your loss. And he kind of looks around the table. I'm sorry for all your losses. You mentioned that Silas went away, though. Where did Silas run off to?
I'm not personally quite sure. I know he lost an arm.
Okay.
In the ensuing gunfight, and there's some of us who have ideas, but I'm not at liberty to say exactly where he went off to. He never really said anything. Probably going to come back a lot different. All I was going to tell you is if he does come by you, pick up an arm, maybe cut him some slack.
He's been through a lot.
More importantly, and I will find the money if it's too high, but I need the information of who's left for split name, addresses, next of.
Well,
I think you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Sure. I can get you some more information on S-Platoon. I will say that their biggest leader died. Whatever y'all did got him killed. So head honcho is done, but he had lieutenants, and I think they are figuring out who's in charge right now. So
good. So there's confusion.
I can put in some feelers to figure out who's going to win or what they're going to be looking like at the end of whatever their dust up is.
Good time to hit them when they're all split up.
Yeah, they won't be.
We're gonna wait for.
Gotcha. I understand. How much do you want to put towards me finding out information? I'll be.
I got 500 eddies in my bank account. I don't really want to give all that to you, but I'll give you 50 if that's enough.
Okay. If
you need more.
If my 50 comes back with a promise for more, do you want me to ask you for more, or do you want me to see what 50 gets you?
I said 250.
Oh, 250. Okay. Whew. Okay. Yeah. She says, okay. Yeah, 250 buys some good information, especially out of that crew right now while they're all messed up. They're not exactly being tight-lipped right now. So.
Good.
Okay. I'll put a marker out and see if I can't dig up some dirt for you on S-Platoon and what they're up to.
It's gonna be good, because you take one of us, you know how it rolls. Some of us don't really want to let it go.
You said he lost an arm. Was it S-Platoon that took it?
I believe he took a. No, well, that gun
Not
that you sent him
exactly.
after, he lost in one of his rare forms. He lost that gunfight. Chick that had the Gasol.
Oh. I feel bad about that one. Kind of was the one that told him about it.
In all honesty, I love the kid to death, but he's a knucklehead. And he should have never got into a gunfight when we had a mission like that. But he doesn't usually. This was one of those rare times that she was just a little bit faster.
Gotcha.
And we didn't have time to come back to you or anywhere medical. And I think he took a couple more shots while we were at it. So.
But S-Platoon did take his sister.
And we have a vested interest in finding out who's left. I also have a vested interest into the person who was given them the chemical. I just need to make sure it might not be somebody from my past.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll find out what I can. You want me to spend a little bit of resources on the tracking down their source for the chemicals?
That would be appreciated. If you
Okay.
need more, just let me know. I'll get you more.
Okay. Yep.
And one more thing, and then we'll let you get on to finding what we need to find. Skin weave.
You want some skin weave?
Yes, ma'am.
How much skin weave you want? She keys some stuff on her pad and faces a screen towards you, and you can see that skin weave comes with a number of different ratings. So you can have skin weave on any body part you like, and there's most skin weave that you see out there in the wild is really low rating. It's like 2, 4, 6 protection, but it can be applied without really tipping anybody's hand that you're wearing a skin weave. It looks like your normal skin. But there's really high-end skin weave that has more stopping power, and it starts to become pretty obvious that you are heavily armored under the skin. And so she kind of shows you this chart of what is possible. She's not showing you any quantities or pricing or that kind of stuff. She's just saying, okay, what kind do you like? And you can see what all the options are.
I don't mind people knowing. Hiding is not my thing.
Okay.
If it could something that could stop a Casal in its tracks, something to stop a high armor piercing round.
Now, I'll fair warning. If you go too high, there are places that just won't let you in anymore. There's gonna be parts of society you'll never be welcome to.
That's understandable.
Okay.
My job is to make sure this family's protected, and sometimes you just need to be a walking shield.
Okay. All right. Well, give me some time to figure out sourcing and that kind of thing, but okay.
Pimpin'.
She kind of takes
Appreciate you.
the tablet back and starts making some notes and that kind of thing. Well, I'll get back to you about the folks that are protecting the train when it's in transit. Is there anything
Thank
else that you need from me?
Guys,
You need a favor. Don't forget about me.
Okay. Yep, I remember.
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. She kind of sits back, and you all shuffle out of her little makeshift office and head back upstairs. You head back out to the front area of Brick World, and you kind of know a little bit about a guy and his penchant for being a screw up. What do you want to do next? Hitchens' information is going to come in, so you're going to get that in a little bit. But before you get all that stuff, what would y'all like to do next?
I think we should check out as close as we can the tracks that this line is on, at least on this side of Night City.
David, is there like an empty container trailer anywhere around me that somebody might not be watching?
Do
More
we
for
get to steal
disguise.
something? I would love to steal
Well, it's-
something.
Well, we're about to steal the trains.
Yeah, so
I know, but let's start with smaller game first.
yeah, so Vincent, why don't you go ahead and give me I don't know. I guess a perception to see if you can't find an empty container trailer that looks like you might be able to just pull up and nab it without anybody catching on.
First roll of the
Alright.
game.
Let's see if I remember how to do this. Nope, that's incorrect. Come on now. 18.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, you kind of cruise around. You're all in the truck, and you're kind of cruising the streets of Westbrook. And sure enough, there's some old I don't know, computer hardware scrapper, and you can see they've got the kind of trailer that fits a single container on it.
Cool.
And it's chained up, but you know you can deal with the chain. And it's basically there, ready to go.
Yoink. I'm gonna snatch that real quick, guys.
All right. So go ahead and give me a stealth while you ease your truck back in there, and you gotta cut the chain. Get everything hooked up, and then.
Oh, what? How about Ta and I work on the chains and shit so we can get it, so you can back up real quick and quiet and we can get the rest set.
Cool.
So do I still have to roll a stealth?
Yeah, because you're trying to be quiet with your truck.
And have Galaxy on. Yeah, have Galaxy on lookout.
All right.
Hide in a bush or something, Galaxy. I don't know.
Yeah.
In the middle of a suburb. I'm just standing behind that itty bitty little forsythia.
Yes. Yeah, you've got this this little cusp of shrubbery, and you're just kind of in it, taking a knee because they told you to hide. And you're like, this is dumb. But you're very still, so they're gonna notice the truck first.
Yeah. If they notice me, they're gonna know something's weird because people don't just hide in bushes. That's odd.
Right.
You don't know me.
And Spring and Ta, I mean, overcoming this chain and lock is child's play for you, so I'm not going to make you roll, but you're all good. Oh, rolling a 10 on your truck stealth.
Not truck
That's
stealth.
amazing.
That is good. That is
Truck
I'm back
stealth.
up with the
Good.
smoothness.
good. So yeah,
Get the clicking
You
of the
forget.
fifth wheel.
You almost engaged the engine brake for a second.
yeah.
Wait, doesn't that shit explode?
Yes. Give me
That's
another
really
D10 to see how high that explosion goes.
Oh, Dax, can we go over the exploding dices on 10s and what happens on 1s?
Yes. So in this game, whenever you roll a 10 on the die, it explodes. So roll another D10 at it. In this game, though, they also implode. So if you roll a 1 on the die, you've got to roll again, and that takes off from your skill. Now, you might still be so highly skilled that you still succeed, right? So in this game, having lots of skill is muy bueno, but odds are it makes you fail. So a 22 total for your truck stealth. I'm going to say that, Vincent, you are you're wise enough to get kind of far away from this place and get enough momentum that you can actually kind of kill it and just, let it kind of ease on back in there. And it's just going at a walking pace at the very end. And you're watching it, and you don't have any power steering anymore, but you're cranking that wheel to get the fifth wheel to line up with the peg.
Yep.
And it's, it's maybe hits the trailer a little harder than you would have liked, but you quietly connect to this trailer, and you all can get on your truck and bail on out of here. There's no box on the trailer. It's just a trailer that could hold one. Yeah?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I wanted to be just to kind of make it. I don't want to draw. If the train is on the, I don't want to draw a tent.
Gotcha.
A full truck with an empty container looks like I can be going.
Right.
That
Cool.
blends me in.
All right. So yeah, you've
What
got
time of
this.
day is it?
You've got this. Oh, it's still morning, and y'all went out to Hitchens' place first thing.
Oh shit.
So it's probably
I take a handful of dirt grime from the ground, rub it over the license plate in the back.
Nice.
There you go. Yeah. So yeah, you get that. There's a registration tag as well. You cover that up. And
Nice.
so yeah, that is nobody's trailer at this point.
It's our trailer. We now have a trailer.
Awesome. And yeah, y'all roll out of there. So you have a little bit of a truck disguise with your trailer and box, and not gonna be it's not gonna be picked up by any of the passive monitors that are just looking for stolen equipment, checking tags as they roll by, kind of thing. And away
Get
you
on
go.
you, Galaxy. Get on you.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go look at the train tracks.
Okay. So the main rail yard that's out here by BN Worldwide is down in Pacifica, where the shipping yards are and all that kind of stuff. So y'all head down to Pacifica, and Pacifica is a pretty rough part of town. Whereas Westbrook is a suburb that's been reclaimed, Pacifica has always been an industrial part of town, heavy industry, with a lot of rail lines going in and out of it. The port is there, the waterfront is there, and all that kind of stuff. But it's it's a rougher part of the city. So as y'all roll in, go ahead and give me. Well, I'll go ahead and give you. You're being followed. Kind of as soon as you get in Pacifica, there's like a little Honda 4-door thing that's been kind of pacing the truck. It's not trying to be super stealthy about it. It's staying a little bit back so as to not like get backed into, so you can't just like roll your stuff over it. But almost as soon as you get into Pacifica, there's some sort of car that's following you. So whoever wants to, give me a perception to see if you can make who all is in that car.
Do I roll a 10? D10? Yeah.
Yeah, roll a d10. Yep, add it to your skill and intelligence.
14 for me.
14. Okay. So yeah, Ty, you can tell it's a fully loaded car, but you can't really make out who's in it. So it's like 5 people in that car.
Hey,
20.
Doc.
20. Nice. Who is it that made the 20?
Cited.
Nice.
Can I roll a local expert to kind of get an idea of what and why we would be followed?
Sure.
Like what gang is out here doing shit?
Yep.
Cool.
All right, so Galaxy's checking back at this car. Whenever y'all make a turn, you get a really good look. You can see that it's the person who's driving is a larger person. Looks like a Pacific Islander style, and they've got some sort of like almost like shark teeth tattooed along their jaw, going up. So think of it like little black pyramids going along the jaw there. And then you can see some kind of line up here of more tattoo, but you can't really make out that detail. And you can see just past them is some sort of long gun that they've got on them.
I share that quietly with everyone else.
Sure. And your local expert?
14.
14. Awesome. So with a local expert like that, you know that the gang that kind of runs this area of Pacifica is a group called the Savages, and they're like almost like land pirates. They look for cargo that's on like trucks and trains and that kind of thing, and they try and steal it. So that's this crew is just kind of pacing you, and looks like they're gonna at some point try and make a play for your box of goods.
I don't know if they're the type, Vinton, but we might be able to flash some heavier firepower, get them off the grid.
Right,
Or
right.
we could just like show them that we have an empty cargo truck.
I'd rather not stop the truck, ma'am. It's spring. Last time something like this happened, we got into a gunfight.
That sounds exactly like you, Vinton.
Coming to the core, ma'am.
Of everything I have heard of you so far,
We're trying to change.
on point.
Well,
She kind of smirks and just grins at you, and then goes back to kind of watching.
Look, the long gun's under the bunk. My pistol's over there. The submachine gun is on the top, right above where I sleep at. So if y'all three want to grab those, I don't have a weapon.
I think that we want to. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
But David, out of character, I would like to give a driving to see how fast these fools want to go.
Okay.
How bad do they really want us?
Awesome. Okay, cool. So, are you gonna try and lose them? Is that what you're trying to do here?
Yes.
All right.
I'm trying to dust them. Yeah, or
cool.
At least get them to a point where my truck is geared to do 100, and I'm gonna try to get to it.
All
I
right.
want to do 100 in a semi truck, please. That
In
sounds
an
awesome.
industrial part of town. I love this. Okay, cool. So you were all kind of talking about what to do, and Vinton just floors it. Drops it into the right gear for the truck to really lurch and get going. You blow through one red light. You blow through another red light. There are cars stopping, honking, blaring their horns. There's trucks blaring their horns at you. You move over to oncoming traffic to move around. A bunch of people stopped at another stoplight as you blow through that one. So go ahead and give me your vehicle Zen plus driving.
Oh my God, my Zen.
Yeah.
Yeehaw,
Yeah. This is when it
mother-
matters. Yeah.
My
As
Zen at 5.
my savage
That's
wheelman
19
tries to do
total.
something.
That's
Does he have vehicle then?
No, he does not have
Is he
vehicle Zen because
then with
he's
the vehicle?
not a nomad. But he does roll decently.
Oh,
Whoa.
shit.
Whoa.
good
Okay.
luck, buddy.
So
yes, yes, man.
So yeah. So actually, let's tie some things together. You're blowing through stoplights and stop signs and all that kind of stuff. And this car is, as soon as you rev, they try and do an overtake, but you scrape them off by shifting lanes, and they can't overtake you on that side anymore. So then they try around the other way, and you're like, you know what I can do is I can go into oncoming traffic, and no one's gonna mess with me because you're a big armored truck. And so they are forced to stay behind you as to stay alive, right? And so they're behind you this whole time, and you swap lanes, try and get them hit by another semi. They're dodging. This guy rolled really well. He rolled an 8 plus whatever his driving is. So he's staying alive, but they're not going to be able to overtake you. And with that 28, you catch sight of a train on the brake heading into the rail yard. It's already made its decision. It's not going to be able to slow down any faster. It's not going to start going any faster. It's going to do its thing as it's braking past a crossing, and you gun it. And with that 28, you make it over the line as the train is continuing its brake through the intersection, and you scrape that car off of you. They didn't try and cross the line. They didn't try and cross the rail line. They saw what was going on. I was like, no, this is dumb. We're not doing that one. So you're on the other side of some tracks. You're out by some like old clothing factory, where they make stuff. And they're on the other side of this big train that's just dragging itself into the rail yard. And you can see into the rail yard from where you guys are at. You can see that, there's 4 arched openings that have some kind of equipment inside. Looks like cameras or scanners or something like that, that are monitoring the trains as they come into and out of the yard. You've got these 4 lines, but then it balloons into, 20 or 30 rail lines in this yard space. And you can see those control towers. You can see the razor wire all along the fences. And you're kind of gauging all of that stuff as this train is moving in. And you see those guys kind of like open a window, and one of them sticks his head out, kind of watching where your truck goes as you're now on the other side of the line. This train is a long train, so they're going to be sitting there for a little bit while you make your next decision.
Hold on, so they're stuck there, right? I'm gonna hit my brakes real quick, and I'm gonna throw out the double middle fingers at them, and then I'm gonna keep going.
All right, cool. Yeah, they respond back.
I thought so. I'll remember you, buddy.
Yep,
Take your Paul Walker ass off somewhere else.
Yeah, they move on. Cool.
That's some pretty smooth driving there.
I appreciate it. I'm pretty good at stuff, and I'm glad because I just do not feel like getting in a gunfight right now.
Yeah, that always preferred not to battle it out in the middle of day.
Yeah, we've learned lessons. We've learned hard lessons.
Yep.
I hope that
Galaxy has
Scooter
got
guy's
like this
okay.
little huge grin, is like quietly chuckling, like.
Tar, on
You
the other
good,
hand,
Meg?
is trying to hide himself because he hates being in cars, especially going at 100 miles an hour. He's like, his eyes are very like wide-eyed, but he's also just like, what's going on? And like starting to grit his teeth.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Ta knew that when you were crossing those train tracks, you could like feel the train boring down on you. You could just feel it almost hit the truck. And then it didn't hit the truck, so it was okay.
Totally fine. So now we're in the rail yard. A rail yard, though.
You're on the other side of some tracks in another part of this heavy industry area, just separated from these folks. But you can see into the rail yard from where you stopped. So there's 4 arches, 4 lines going into the rail yard with arches over them. And then past those, you can see all the where it expands out, and there's all these different lines where you can see trains and all that stuff in there, and garages where they get worked on, and those control towers are kind of sprinkled throughout. And there's a highway that passes over the whole thing.
Interesting. You said there's a highway that passed over.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Spring.
Yes.
You see what I see, right?
Oh, hell yeah. The highway that we can jump off of onto a train. I am here for this action movie. Let's...
You're here for this? Are we here for this?
Well, we need
We
the
need to
information
go-
for Hitchens first.
We need
then...
the information from Hitchens first, but I think I see our entry level.
Well, I know what my entry is.
I mean, it's gonna have to be. You know how to?
Well, it's on rails, right? Like there's a throttle, I imagine, and a brake. maybe there's like a horn.
You take a second to look up how to drive a train.
No, I'm not even looking things up. These are my thoughts. You have a throttle. You have a brake.
It's a little more.
And a horn.
You see all the switches on my dash? There's
Yeah.
many more switches that we need to write clickety clacks to make
So-
it go.
Anybody?
Really?
Is there a
What?
steering wheel? Do they have to like steer like?
No, it's on rails.
No.
You
But
should-
like you
It's-
have to
it's
switch
not
rails,
rails.
dude. Does this go forward? Like how does that work? I've never been on a
It's-
train before.
Anybody who wants to roll straight education, education plus intelligence, did your character pay attention when they talked about how trains work these days?
Can I just see if I learned it through osmosis?
Yeah.
16.
All
I
right.
rolled a 1.
All right.
I rolled a 15.
Hold on.
Okay, good.
That was an 8 for me. Oh, but let me do this part.
Yes.
That's a 10.
That's a negative. Cool, you have misinformation. You're like, okay, so you put the coal
Throttle.
into the thing,
Yeah.
and then that's how it goes faster. And they're like, they don't do coal anymore. You're like, no.
Okay,
It's your throttle is the coal.
I have seen so many vids. Come on.
Yeah.
It's actually 14. Sorry, not 15. 14.
Okay. So, Ta with a 14, you know that these run on Chew, the new fuel of Cyberpunk, the agriculturally the grown fuel, but the engines themselves, the thing that turn the wheels, are electric motors. So they burn fuel to turn an electric generator, and the electric generator powers electric motors that run the wheels, and then during braking they regenerate off of the brake. So there's a battery in there as well, that kind of thing. Casey?
I just rolled a 10 plus. I got a 19.
Okay.
Plus. So,
Cool.
Like if there's any more information to glean from it,
Yep.
let us know. But
Well, so Galaxy with your 16, Galaxy knows that yes, the standard controls work, but these days trains they're cybered up. So there's actually an interface where someone could go in and jack into the train and control the train with their mind. And Vinton, with your 19 plus whatever you roll on the next 10, it's more than that. So these days, whenever a train, there's like the classic controls, but almost nobody uses the classic controls anymore. Holy shit, dude. Okay. So there's the classic like brake, stop, throttle, that kind of thing. You can do some switchboard stuff to change the switches ahead of you to change which tracks you're going on if it's communicating with the rail. But actually, those cyberjacks now One person driving one of the engines basically becomes part of the train. They feel all the other trains. If they want to walk, they feel or they sense that they need to walk forward, the whole train lurches forward. If they need to run or sprint, they go through that sense of feeling, and the train begins to accelerate to match whatever speed they want to go to. They can see or experience the view out of any of the gun ports on these trains and any of the drones that these trains leave off. So they can really become the train that they're piloting as almost as a fusion of human and machine. And it's apparently a completely otherworldly experience because you can't go left or right unless there's a track up ahead that lets you turn with the rails kind of thing. But there's all these other sensations you get with like being a mile-long entity and being able to look from all these different vantage points. So it's a very strange experience. And probably when you were growing up, there was probably a decision on your part that's like, no, that's not for me. Right?
Yeah.
And so,
I decided to be a driver.
Yeah, you may have learned that there's all this incredible stuff when it comes to being a train operator, but that's just not Vinton's way. And so, you had learned a lot of these things in your youth because that was another way for you to be, a big contributor to the infrastructure of the world. But yeah, this man and machine hybrid thing was just not for Vinton. But it sounds incredible. It sounds like you kind of forget you're a person for a while because you live as a train for hours or days.
Okay. Really wish we had Run Reaver on this.
Sounds like a toddler's dream.
I mean, it does.
And makes me wonder what you've been on, what you've been up to with your kid.
Yeah.
Has there been a lot of trains in your life, David?
I know where you're at in that stage, David.
Yeah.
I too had a young one.
We're watching a lot of train videos here at the Gillespie House, folks.
A lot of train videos.
Is rigging not common in Cyberpunk?
So it's
what I'm thinking,
yeah,
right?
exactly. Okay. So like drone rigging in Shadowrun is like a whole specialty that someone can really dedicate themselves to. In Cyberpunk, it's a sidebar thing. It appears that these trains do come with or can come with a bank of drones, and the operator can control them. But the capabilities of those drones, probably none of y'all really know those too well. But that's one of the ways that trains can kind of defend themselves in this world is through automated or near automated drones or direct piloted by the operator. But all that takes serious computing power that the trains literally have to haul with them. So where there's the locomotive, one of these fully cybered up trains actually has a data car that keeps all of the horsepower to do this mind machine meld thing and make that actually work while it's rolling. Because it's not like you can lean on some networked thing because you're out in the middle of the mountains, right? So all that horsepower, all of that compute needs to travel with the locomotive and be powered.
Cool. Can I pull up a map of some kind, like on a device, like an phone or whatever?
Yeah,
an agent. And kind of start to look. Can I Google Maps this shit and see like where these train tracks?
Oh, sure.
Go and like where there's splits and other shit.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can map out kind of where the rail yard is and all that kind of stuff. None of this is like government secrets or anything like that. So all the satellite imagery is there. And you can see clearly where this yard, how exactly big this yard is, where the lines go, where the splits are. Some of these splits go right into buildings. Some of them just like park off to the side. And I mean, even on the satellite view, which is probably months old at this point, you can see like train cars and engines just parked. Like there's the main line and then there's a little spin-off and boom, there's a train engine just sitting out there. And
That's
there's
what I'm
a
looking
couple of
for.
cars just sitting over there. And it looks like
Mhm.
they're just kind of around. And that's actually true in our world too. They're just littered all over the rail lines. Just kind of barely parked off the main lines that are actually used. There's a bunch of just discarded cars and locomotives just sitting around.
Okay. So we see an entry point potentially by getting up from that highway onto a train.
Mm-hmm.
Our train.
Our train, yeah. We that still leaves us with having to take care of the pilot car in front of it and taking over the train itself.
That big long train is starting to come into the rail yard and is starting to, like, you're seeing the last couple of cars come through. And behind it you see a diesel truck, like I don't know, like a Mack truck front end, but it's got those customizations, so like it's got the railroad wheels on it, and it's got a couple of guns on the back that are now down as they're in a safer area, but you can see this kind of big engine just kind of coasting along behind the train, going home basically.
Couldn't be a pickup truck, could it? Just couldn't be a pickup truck.
No, and there's two guns. You know.
Yeah, 2 guns.
I mean, we don't have to slow down if we steal the train. Like, if we are a train barreling down on a car like that, we're gonna win.
Bullets that come before we hit it. That I'm.
But
Oh,
it's an armored train.
Well,
How do we steal it?
so y'all remember those scout vehicles tend to be like more than a mile ahead of the train.
A
So
good couple miles.
yeah, because it has to be able to radio back, hey, you need to stop now.
Right. What I'm saying is that we ignore that, hey, you need to stop now. Or just be like, yep, totally stop it now, and not.
So.
Or we
To
could
Galaxy's
steal it and like put
point,
it on a different like.
the with everything that needs to do, fortunately, we either need another net runner with us, or we need to somehow keep Homeboy in the train with us. I'm sure a gun pointed at his head would do that for us. There's also the potential, maybe we can bribe him. He doesn't sound like he's got the greatest track record with people, but they can't fire him. Throw some money his way, he might be willing to be like, you know what? Do this. Get him a job with Hitchens, maybe.
Don't know.
And if it doesn't work out, we'll put a bullet in the back of his brain and we'll plug up Run Reaver on one of our other techs that we got. It doesn't make any difference to me.
Well, to clarify, Dave, we don't need that.
Correct.
Right?
There are the
okay.
classic controls that can run the train manually in the engine. But if you were to jack in, there's all of this extra stuff you could potentially get.
Which means there's all this extra shit that if he was still plugged in, he could probably do without any of us knowing. So,
True.
Like alert people?
yeah.
I don't want that.
All right, so we just straight up
take a train.
I get it. Okay, cool. I got no issues with that.
But Hitchens was saying, and I think that by this point we might have like moved on and driven somewhere else while we're having this convo.
Sure, yeah. Okay.
Hitchens' point was that the guy just like freaking leaves just stop, clock out, and go. I think what Hitchens was saying was that when he's gone, we grab it.
But does he leave it at a train yard or does he leave it in the middle of a track on the side somewhere? Like, where does he stop?
Her specific comment was when it's time for him to clock out, he just leaves it
Oh, so he's like done. Like he doesn't even take it back to the yard sometimes.
That's what it sounds like.
Oh.
Sounds like that's why he got in trouble.
Okay.
Enough that they're
So-
done reprimanding him internally and are just sending him to jail.
Okay.
And then still letting him do it, which is weird.
With
Wonder
the
who he's
side
screwing.
How does this guy get to keep his job? It's a mystery.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So we could pull up on it, like when it's stopped and it's just left there, potentially with the keys on. We could have someone get on it here at the train yard or something, so we could like radio when it's stopped, like to the rest of the crew, make a call and be like, you know, dude has left. We are at this location.
I like that. I like.
Like,
that a
do
lot.
we want eyes on it as it's moving? Which I think we should, or try to.
I'm with that, Spring. I like the way you think, Spring. I like
Why?
you.
Well, thank you very much. I try to think ahead. It does mean if we do take the truck out to like a random place, we're gonna have to get the truck out of there too.
We can
So-
figure that out.
So we might not want to take this ride. And but I don't think Mailbox is gonna let you take something else and just leave it somewhere. I'm just saying.
Right. I got a lot of good rapport. No, if anything,
Mailbox ain't gonna let you do shit.
I mean, we
doesn't,
took a trailer.
Yeah, we can.
doesn't doesn't work that way, Galaxy.
Well, it seems like it did. I
I
mean, I don't know about y'all. I don't really give a shit about lifting a car. I've already done one felony today. What the fuck not do another one?
would like to take that home.
Take the Honda from the Savages.
I mean, you think you can steal from me? No, I'm gonna steal from you. Put Debo in your stuff.
And then when the train goes missing, it was that Honda crew. I don't know. It
was the
wasn't us.
Honda crew. It was the Savages.
Mhm.
Really up in their game. Y'all do have enough technical power between Spring and Ta that like hot wiring a car is kind of like child's play to you guys. So you
I was
know
saying
that like
one.
getting a car, y'all could just get a car. I'm not even gonna like challenge you on that one between the lot of you.
Then if we've done our scouting, waiting on, I think I'll make a call back to the base, send somebody who has decent enough driving skill to take my ride back to the base.
I was gonna say, isn't that you? Like, wait.
Oh yeah, just have somebody from the family come and take your truck.
You come and get it. Take
Yeah.
the truck while we're waiting on it.
Yeah.
That
Are you
way-
gonna leave the trailer attached to the truck, or are you gonna let them take that too?
No, we'll detach and leave that somewhere. I don't want that coming back to
Awesome. You
I
just
brought enough problems.
it's parked at some like restaurant supply warehouse
Took it on
thing.
a little carousel around the city. Just a little tour.
Perfect. Yeah, Vincent, give me your vehicle Zen, which will be your kith to get somebody that's smart enough and clever enough to get it from wherever you tell them to pick it up to home without it getting accosted by savages or whoever.
D10 plus 5 or just
Yeah, do 10 plus 5. No extra stats or any of that kind of stuff.
of course. Sorry.
You're good. Just so everybody knows what I'm doing here, Kith is the nomad skill of like getting things done within the nomad family. All the nomad roles get it. Okay, great. Yeah, 7 is plenty. So
Okay, cool.
yeah, you radio back. You talk to Benny for a second. He's like, "You want me to come and pick up your truck? What are you doing?" Never. I don't want to know. I'll
I was like,
Benny, you don't want to know the answer
Yeah.
to that.
I'll get Hack. She'll come out there and get it.
so appreciate it.
All right. Is it? And
I'll leave
will you
it-
send
I'll
me a
leave-
picture of where it's
yeah.
at or something like that, just so she can find it easy?
Yeah.
Well,
Would
Go ahead.
would Galaxy have one of the secret drops to send a message to their friend
yes.
in the area?
Yes.
While he's making that phone call, I'm just gonna run off and drop that and come back.
Okay. Yeah, so Galaxy takes a break and comes back. And good.
How much time do we have before like all this starts getting ready?
I mean, y'all. So while these logistic things are going on, I'm gonna say Ta, you and Spring are hanging out, and Spring, you get a little message on your agent from Hitchens.
Okay.
She says that the crew that protects his trailer or his train are called the Hungry Knolls, and
Okay.
they are they're kind of bottom barrel, frankly, in the scene for train security. They don't have the nicest gear. They're competitively priced, kind of thing, and fortunately, their security doesn't seem too awesome. If y'all want to kick in a little bit, she knows a netrunner that can get the schedule for the Hungry Knolls, which would presumably be the schedule for Mr. Stud.
Yeah, we'll kick in for that.
Okay. Let me roll up how much they want. 50 euro bucks.
Hey, Vinton, it's 50 eddies for more info.
Oh, I think Vinton
He's
is frozen. Damn. Oh, we're having such a hard time with him. That's too bad.
Not a bad shot though.
No, yeah, it's been going well.
I messaged Hitchens back that we'll take care of it. I'll tell Vinton that it's 50 eddies. So.
Okay. You're gonna spend Vinton's money, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Oh, all right. We're getting realigned real quick.
Casey's there. Yeah.
Oh, all right. He'll be back. Sorry, everybody, about the alignment. But yeah, you send over 50 eddies, and she says
someone does.
Yep. She says, "Okay, great. I'll get my netrunner on it, and I'll have a schedule for you a little bit later today."
Sounds great. Thanks.
Cool.
Are you back?
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm back. I'm gonna run no video.
Okay,
I don't know what's going on with Discord on my end because I got full signal out of my phone. So.
No, you're all good, man. Folks, I'm gonna take a quick second and move all of our cameras around. So,
be a good time to take a break.
Actually, that's a great point. So, I'm gonna move the cameras. Let's take a little break now that we kind of know what we're up to. Okay.
I got to be Krat.
Yeah. All right, so stream, we are going to give away a key to Legend Keeper, which is, I'll pull up Legend Keeper real quick, which is this awesome little tool that we use to track our game and like know what's up in our game and go, follow pins and then have like a whole wiki and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm going to be giving away a beta key for that. It's actually about to go live, and I've talked to Braden about this. The beta key that we give you will get you immediate access now. And then when it goes live, it'll be, some type of subscription for some amount of time for you. He and I are still working out the details, but after the product is no longer in beta, you are still going to have access to it. And I think he's even doing like a free version for a while too. So,
cool.
It is pretty amazing. What should our keyword be tonight?
Train life.
Train life.
Stud.
Stud.
I vote train life, but
train life.
I like train life.
Studly train life. No.
Studly train life. All right. Train life, all one word. Let me grab this and toss it into the chat here, just so everybody knows. Toss train life, all one word, into the chat, and that will get you entered in to win a copy of Legend Keeper. If you already have Legend Keeper, then, I guess having a second copy won't hurt you, but it's probably not a lot of need. So yeah, train life into the chat, and that'll enter you in to win your own copy of Legend Keeper, your own license for Legend Keeper. And we're going to take a quick 10-minute break. So we'll be back at, it's about to be 9:50 my time, so let's call it straight up 10 o'clock my time. So do the math after that.
Sounds good.
All right, excellent. All right, everybody, we will be right back. All right, and we're back. Welcome back, everybody. Let us complete our giveaway. Let me double check how we're doing. Yeah, all right. I see someone has put in a thing. I think that someone then wins. So congrats on being a 1 out of 1.
You're a winner.
Yeah, congrats, Ginger Rooney, for gaining yourself a copy of Legend Keeper, a beta key for Legend Keeper. I'm gonna whisper to you via Twitch, and congrats. That's awesome. I'm gonna ask for your email address so I can send it on to the Legend Keeper folk. And we'll get you hooked up. They are typically pretty good about giving it to you tonight or the next day, so you should be getting it here shortly, honestly. Okay, so picking up where we left off, you all know, I'm going to say that some time has passed. You now have the schedule for the Hungry Knolls, the security group that follows around Mr. Stud's train. And you know that they are working right now, actually, and that they're due to be done here in a couple of hours.
So they're already on the way, so we can't put Galaxy on the train as we thought we could.
So they're out somewhere.
Yeah. We thought initially thought they were at the train yard. But...
Gotcha. Yeah, so normally what they do is, looks like normally they're making runs back and forth between Bethlehem Steel and some other foundry here, probably not foundry, but a place here in the yard to offload.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of working their shift right now, but you know where they go. So you pull up the address for the foundry they go to, and it's a little east of here, in I guess technically still in Night City's metroplex, but really it's out in the sticks. It's probably in a semi-rural area just to the east of Night City is where this foundry is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so the plan is then to find where they're going to be stopping at, and if the lead car still... Do we think that the lead car will still be a couple miles in front of the train, or it will stop?
It'll be, that they're at the very minimum stopping distance ahead of the train. And probably
Okay, so
more
then
than
what-
stopping distance. So they're going to be probably out of sight of the train, no matter what.
Okay.
I say we
Okay.
pace the train if we can, and just wait for them to stop.
Yeah, can we triangulate where that stopping point is going to be, Dave, given times and distance and math and...
Sure. Yeah, you take a little bit of time
and other things
and kind of
that-
figure some stuff out. And you figure, if they're making runs from the rail yard to the foundry and back, that maybe this train is actually making a couple of trips throughout the day.
Okay.
And so you could kind of pick where you wanted to stake out to run into the train, but without really doing any further investigation, you don't know exactly where the train is.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. So, but we know what track it's
Right.
on.
Yeah, you know the route it has to go, because I mean that's the thing about tracks is like there's only one. So it's got to be this one going from that foundry to this rail yard and back.
Okay. So I think that we go track it on the trail it's on right now and stake it out and see where, via math, where it may end up stopping for like the night.
Yeah. So you get you got rid of the truck. Do you all boost a car?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see how nice a car you
Make
get.
it a nice one.
Cool.
I
Yeah,
will bring mailbacks back a nice car
Yeah.
if I can.
yeah. So I just rolled. You rolled a 9 out of 10. So you got yourself a really nice, a really nice car. On the street, they're called coffin cars because there are no windows. You get inside, it's all like armored. And instead of windows, you have cameras on displays on the inside. So you're inside, it looks like you're looking outside, but actually you're looking at a digital display of the surrounding areas. These cars also can be driven by being jacked in. This one obviously doesn't have to be because you all checked it, got in, boosted it. It was harder to boost than your average car, but between the two of you with all of your techie skills, I'm going to say that you were all able to overcome that car, and you got yourself your own coffin car.
Hi, Marilyn. How are you doing? I like this car.
I am well. I am not familiar with who you are. What is your name?
You
Sir or
speak
madam?
to us. Oh shit.
May
my
I get
name
you a
is-
refreshing beverage? As a little
Oh,
mini fridge opens up in the back. And inside
Yes.
are little mini
Yes,
bottles
you
of
can.
champagne and wine and whiskey and water.
Are
And
there little sensors under them?
yeah. As soon as you pick it up, and
I will take a whiskey right off of the bat.
Excellent.
Like a wine.
Excellent.
this is
Would you like something, Galaxy?
I'm
Okay.
good.
I'm actually going to take a couple of those whiskey bottles,
You grab all 3 whiskey bottles out of the micro fridge.
put them in my jacket.
Pop.
Just gonna hold on to those for later. Vincent, if we can get this back to the mailbox, he'd be very happy with us.
Mailbox will be happy. I'm in love with this thing. This is
You
awesome.
have a truck. You just
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. I get it.
So, real quick, the lot of you, the 2 techies, you've overcome its security systems and all that kind of stuff. You just did a quick die. You have about a day before whatever you've done to stop it from phoning home is going to stop working. And so either it's going to brick itself or it's going to phone home, right?
okay.
And
so
you
can't have it
you can
forever.
take time to then overcome it again, but just so you know, you don't have this car forever unless you really put some effort into it.
I steal
got
the rest
nothing
of the liquor from the fridge.
Wait, we got time. We're gonna be on a stakeout for at least all day. Y'all can't roll the tech to see if you can just make it not ever say hi to home ever again.
I mean, we can figure that out later, but liquor right now, like just in case. I'm just saying, just in case,
Seconded.
Yep.
Seconded.
liquor now.
Well, okay.
So, Vincent, you're driving this car. It's heavy. You can feel how heavy it is by how it handles, bumps and all that kind of stuff, rolling over train tracks, all of that. It moves smooth. You can feel it shift the chassis over the tires to keep like the balance right as you're trying to like take corners. It's not going to like screech the tires too much because of the way it shifts the chassis. And it's high tech. It's fancy, real fancy. And it's quiet. It's real quiet for such a heavy vehicle.
Does it have a kicking stereo?
Yes, the stereo is kicking.
Does it have hydraulics?
No. Well, it doesn't have fun hydraulics. It has like smooth riding hydraulics that like raises and lowers the whole thing to go over things and all that kind of stuff, so you don't feel it as it goes about its daily business.
Until we're on a stakeout, I got this thing bass boosted out of control. Listen to whatever hip hop song I can find.
It's got the whole discography of everybody. Like, there's not what you can find; it's what you can't find. Is the hard thing now. It's got everybody.
Oh no, you gave us way too much power, David. We need to keep.
Yeah. Yeah. And as you guys are kind of fiddling around in here, one of you realizes that this is like a celebrity's car.
Please be it. Let it happen.
Yes.
Let it happen. Let it happen.
Some
David.
local Night City celebrity's car.
I'm looking for papers.
Yeah, Max
I'm
Flow.
looking
Can I look for blackmailed? kind of dirt on this?
Give me 1 second. I would like to roll
D-
an
DJ Max
investigation.
We
Flow is
investigate
in
the
here.
entire car.
Yeah,
go
you
through
turn it over, you
belongings.
pull all the seat cushions out of the way, you're digging through everything.
It was being delivered. I got it. It was on a train. It was being delivered in this area, and we boosted it before it could be transferred from
There you go.
the authority that was transporting it to the authority that was taking it over.
Awesome. Somebody's going to get screwed because it wasn't where it's
Yep.
supposed to be. I love it. Yes, exactly. So there's no new papers in here, but you do have a like a delivery order, and that's how you know that it's going to go to DJ Max Flow or whatever.
He's
I
got
was
some really
really-
bumping stuff.
Yes.
Not gonna lie, I was really hoping you were gonna say Major Laser, just to continue the screwing of him over.
Oh
and
my
over
God.
and
It
over
has to be
and
Major
over
Laser now.
again.
It's
Damn
got to
it.
be Major Laser. This is Major Laser's personal vehicle. You stole it off the back of a
Yes!
train. And it has to be Major Laser.
Yes.
Please, while I send this message to Scott, could someone explain Major Laser to our audience and to Sai?
I got this. Alright, so Major Laser is, we have a guy here by the name of Scott that goes by Zorn, the lovely, and he plays Razor Ball. His rival is Major Laser, and throughout the entire arc of season 1, we did nothing but cause issues for this guy. The entire time. We have blamed murders on him, stealing from him. There is a Borg after him, as we know it. And now we have stole his personal car, and it's the greatest thing in the world. I don't like it. If we can screw him over at any given point, we do it.
I love how an important role this secondary character has played into our
Yeah.
for Cyberpunk. We've
So-
never even seen him in person.
Yeah, you're rolling around in Major Laser's ride. To hear Zorn tell it, Major Laser is a murderer, killed Zorn's love, and all of that stuff. So, not a great human being. So maybe
They also play Razor Ball, which
Razor.
I think is where it came from. Like, yeah.
Think of
I
rollerball.
posted it in Longhouse. That might have been the wrong place to post it. I just posted. I was excited.
Awesome. Okay, great. So yeah, you all are riding around, and you know what? The way you figure it out is you like turn on the speaker system, and it's like immediately plays Major Laser's most recent ad about how amazing he is, and like the highlight reel of him like killing a guy in the Razor Ball rink and all of that stuff. So
You know, like Spring or Galaxy doesn't know the story, and they're just like, that Major Laser guy. He's not that. I've heard some things on the Razor Ball circuit. Maybe
Right.
he seems like a good guy, good at the sport.
No, he's not. He,
Just give it
and I give
shit.
the whole story. I give the whole story to him.
Yeah.
Like, and
Something.
I'm
All
doing
right.
it with a smile, and maybe some of my LED red lights and smoke is starting to go because I'm that excited.
that's awesome.
This is the car, y'all. Car.
That's
like-
awesome. All right.
Love
So
Okay.
so on the job, we are rolling out with this amazing ride that we've snagged. Do y'all want to go? Where do you want to go? How to help me understand where you're going with this amazing vehicle?
We would like to be somewhere, and it's kind of be hard, but I think it would be good for us to be in a nice hidden spot next, as close to the tracks as possible, but not obvious.
I mean,
kind of.
Train tracks are those things where like you could really park anywhere and just watch the tracks, and like
Mhm.
you could be like, I'm not gonna like, trains are big, right? So
Right.
like your ability to just watch the train tracks and spot this train without them seeing you necessarily, I'm not gonna challenge you all on that. I just kind of want to know where you want to stake out. Do you want to be near the foundry? Do you want to be near the rail yards? Do you want to be somewhere in between? Kind of paint for me a picture of where you want to be when you're going to see this train.
Somewhere in between, just
Yeah.
far enough, just basically far enough away from both places that a call to action, if it comes,
There's like
we got time.
not a lot of backup nearby. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's heading back to the train yard, yes?
So what?
Is it heading back to the train yard? Is that what we're thinking? Or is it going
well,
away?
it's doing a back and forth. So I think that the first what we need to do is just watch it do that thing, at least once. And then kind of with the information that we have, figuring out like when it's going to do its last pass, or the pass that where it's going to end up stopping at.
Yep.
Because chances are it's going to hopefully chances are it's going to stop while it's in between these two locations, given this guy's track record, and then it would be easier to boost. Is my hope.
Yep. All right, so
I don't know, is that what everyone else thinks, but that's what I think we should do.
So the intention is to watch it go by at least once.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
As long as that fits into the schedule that we
have.
Like if that's the plan, then why couldn't I have stayed at the train yard and try to get on it?
That's a good point. But if it's going to go back and forth, though.
Yeah, but it still has to stop and turn around, or
Exactly. That's a good point. So if we could get you on it.
I would like to pay a stress and rewind and somehow figure out how to get her.
There's no stress
on that train.
Yeah, so it's pretty easy to get it on that train, honestly. So you guys hang out. You're watching the tracks. I'm gonna say you're not too far away from the rail yard, so that Galaxy, it can make its way back and get on the train. But either way, so you're out watching, and you're just parked, in the shade of some, you're in a parking lot for all I care, just with the train tracks nearby, right? And you see 2701 steaming past, and it's got the lead engine 2701 and another engine behind it, and then you see the data car, and then after the data car you see an empty flatbed car, and then you see this. It looks almost like a lozenge. It's like this cone. Big cone gets big, and then another cone, and at the back of the cone is this big red block, and then an empty car, and then another cone thing, like two cones come together with the big red block at the end. And it's like empty car, cone, empty car, cone, empty car, cone. Dot, 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 dot. And it's a lot. It's a lot of these. And you all like take a picture or something, do some kind of image lookup to figure out what the stupid cone-looking car thing is. And I won't even make you roll because you'll figure this one out. It's called a torpedo car because inside that car is liquid steel. Is really, really hot liquid steel right out of the foundry. And it has a limited amount of time to be transported and then offloaded to whatever is going to receive molten steel. And these torpedo cars, they can't be on the track for more than a day before they solidify. And so it doesn't take you guys that long to figure this out. So it's in the middle of moving it. Do either of you have IR glasses on your cybernetics?
No, I do not.
Let me look at your stuff. Cyber optics targeting. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't take anything for cyber eyes.
Nope. No, you're good. Tell you what. For your low light, I'm gonna give you that your low light is thermal based.
Okay.
So you scan these cars real quick, and they're hot. They're radiating a lot of heat coming off of them as they head towards the rail yard.
Is there, are they bringing something back from the rail yard to the foundry? Or is that an empty?
Yeah, so they're headed to the rail yard right now with loaded, torpedo cars full of molten lead.
Mm-hmm.
You hang out, you watch them come back. Right?
Yeah.
So they spend some time in the rail yard. You see them come back. Now all of those bullet cars are with them, but they're cooler.
So
and the train is moving a lot faster.
Gotcha.
Able to get on?
You can certainly get on now if you want to. They're headed back to the foundry. Okay.
Yes, please.
All right. So Galaxy, you slip out of the car. You make your way back towards the train tracks. You're kind of in Night City, but you're not super close to the rail yard right now. How does Galaxy want to go about getting on this train? It's moving. It's moving probably 20 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour.
I turn into a cheetah. No. Is it just a single track, or are we so close to the rail yard that there's multiple tracks?
I would say there's probably a double track even out here. So yeah, I'll give you 2 tracks right now.
And it's nighttime, right?
Sure.
Sure. We just turned the no.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, it's nighttime.
Do you want to use my grappling hook rope? So you can just swing it on and maybe climb on.
Or do you want to wait while it's stopped at the foundry or at the rail yard to get on? Rather than like in the middle of the while it's moving.
Be wise not to have her go in the rail yard with all that scanning equipment they got.
Why? The last time you sent somebody in with a good stealth, everything went peachy.
That is low.
It's the first time back since we had that session.
I'm not bitter.
Drink another whiskey.
That definitely wasn't in character. Spring's not that crude.
Right.
I don't think I'd want to get on like right at the front. I'd probably want to be like just sort of hidden, and then once the engine part passes, then I go and try to get on a train car.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the empty cars, one of the empty bed cars that's like right next to one of the bullets.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so give me a stealth. That's going to be your stealth plus, I think it's dex and a d10.
And the recon, right?
Oh, yes, and your recon because you're being stealthy. That is absolutely true. Yeah, you should be really good at this part.
Yes. Hold on. Math.
Right, yeah, lots of math whenever you're invoking your...
27.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you hunker down. You know how the tracks are. It's gravel on top of on top of dirt, and then there's the beams and all that kind of stuff. You get real close to those tracks, and you kind of lay down, and it's really just a wait, right? Because easiest way to stealth onto something is to like be lying in wait as it rolls by. And so you get down in that gravel next to some logs or some refuse that's just laying there, and you just kind of wait. There's some ants and stuff. You kind of brush them off you. No big deal. Ants start biting you, but you're cool as a cucumber. Let them get bit, and you're just kind of hanging out, committed to the cause as this train rolls by. And it's almost nothing for Galaxy to just kind of crawl up and right at the right time give it a little leap and a grab, and you're on that empty car right before it's the one nestled in between the data car and the first bullet, that very first empty car. And you're hanging on like low to the little ladder that goes up, and you're just kind of hanging on to that.
Is there a way for me to move behind the ladder so that I'm not visible from the outside or from scanning metrics?
Yeah, absolutely. So you get in. Do you want to be under this car? Because you can totally be under this car. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you work your way underneath. There's a couple of things for you to hold on to down here. None of it's like meant to be grabbed onto, obviously, but Galaxy is an accomplished, B&E and person that does this kind of thing. So very easy for you to get nestled in here and maybe even like hook yourself somehow to the car so that you're not like holding on just by your arm strength and leg strength kind of thing. Yeah.
Huh.
And
Ben would definitely be impressed watching all that. Like,
you may not even see it, honestly, because, it's nighttime, the train is rolling by, and Galaxy at some point, maybe you radio, hey, I'm on, or maybe you don't. I don't know.
I wouldn't say like anything, but I would like make 3 clicks just through the radio.
Yeah, the
Oh.
affirmative, like, hey, we're in business now, kind of thing.
Galaxy and Spring have each other's digits, so we both have ear links. So
Perfect.
I think Todd does too, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, I'm good.
yeah,
I have
so
the here.
Excellent.
so
Excellent.
we have communication with one another. It
Sweet.
is the thing that you should get. Everyone should have cyber ears and
Yes.
radio link.
Yes.
I do
Sorry.
have,
So
because of Razorball, I don't have cyber, but I do have a radio.
sure. But theirs is built into their little noodles,
Yeah.
so they get to speak to you without saying anything.
Mm.
All right, Galaxy, you roll along with this train. It builds up speed, and it cruises along at probably 40 miles an hour, and then it begins its brake cycle as it gets into the foundry area. Now, the foundry is really kind of straightforward. It's a big, huge metal building, and you can see where they like move coke and all this stuff around to keep the things going and all that stuff. And as this train kind of comes to a stop here in the yard, you can see there's other like diesel locomotives that are in here, and they're all like covered in dust and gross stuff, just because this is like the foundry locomotive that lives here. And you see it light up and start to move towards the back of this line of cars. And you can hear people around just on the yard kind of shouting to one another. None of them are very close to you, but you can hear them shouting about unhooking the last 7 cars, because the next run is going to be less stuff. Where does Galaxy want to hang? Do you want to stay right where you're at, or do you want to reposition it in any way?
How far away am I from the engine?
You are right next to you is the data car where all the computing power is stored. There's an empty locomotive, and then there's 2701.
I'd probably move up to the empty locomotive underneath if I can.
Sure. Give me an athletics roll as you kind of cruise along underneath there. I'm not going to worry about your stealth because you have really good stealth, and you already established that. I'm just, making sure that you can work your way from underneath all the way to the space. And you're contending with things like, the cooling, the like
Anything
heat sinks
added?
and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, so it's going to be athletics plus your dex plus a d10.
Okay.
But not your. I don't think your reconnaissance adds athletics.
16.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, it takes a minute, but you figure out the path. You're underneath here, and you're kind of looking up over your head. The problem is that the computer car has this huge heat sink under the bottom, and it's hot. It's like active right now. And so you're crawling underneath and like getting near it, you can just feel the heat radiating off this thing. And so that's the hardest part for you, but it takes you do get past it as you get your way towards the empty locomotive. And you get yourself a nice spot. There's a big fuel tank underneath the locomotive, but you get yourself a spot that's kind of like near the coupling joint and the whole like gangway up there, so you're kind of underneath that platform where people would be walking. So you're not super close to the wheels, you're not super close to any of the other stuff that could like catch you and pull you off this thing or grind you up. So you're in a good spot. And they go about work. They decouple some cars. You feel the whole train lurch as they connect the other locomotive and start pulling cars off and all of that kind of stuff. Anything else you want to be doing while they work? Because otherwise they're just going to go about the business of filling this train back up.
If I can manage to catch sight of Mr. Stud, just sort of want to get eyes on him and see what I think.
Yeah, from your vantage, you don't see him because he's a whole car ahead of you, but you do hear his voice, and he sounds like this, like kind of he's got kind of a drawl to his voice, and he says, if y'all want to hurry up, I'm gonna leave this my shift's going to be over in only an hour and a half. And they're yelling at him. It's like, we got to load all these things up and you got to take it back to the yard. He's like, I don't care what it takes you to do. If you don't get this thing filled up and let me out of here, I'm just going to leave all this right on the track. Fuck it.
How far does my cyber ear goes?
Yeah, you have a mile of transmission for your radio.
I send out 3 clicks in here. Wait for an answer to see if anyone received.
Cool. Did you guys reposition after the train rolled by?
I'll say yes.
Okay. Then yeah,
A little bit closer.
you all hear 3 clicks as you've gotten closer to the foundry.
I do 4 clicks back.
Okay. And this begins the counting.
Why 4?
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't want to do 3.
Yeah.
Hey, that makes total sense to me. I just kick back in the back seat drinking like some water from this guy's like fridge.
Do I notice anyone else around me?
It's sparkling water, so it tastes terrible. Yeah, you see people, now that you're kind of hunkered in and they're talking about stuff, there's a person on either side of the car walking the length of the train. And you get a glimpse of them. They're wearing vests, and they have like a little camcorder that each of them are holding up little camcorders as they walk along the side of the train. You're certain that they didn't see you because of where you're tucked in. By the time you saw them, they were already past you, and you're seeing their backs as they walk away from you.
All right, when I think they're far enough away that they can't pick up, I'm going to very quietly whisper, he's going to leave the train in like 90 minutes, and then I'll just be quiet again.
Does that line up with our timetable?
Yeah, he should be off work in about 90 minutes.
So let's figure out where 90 minutes will be.
Sure. Yeah, so if he left right now, he'd make it back in time. But he's not leaving right now. There's inspection time that takes place. So they spend 30 minutes looking at all of these trains to make sure they're good and then moving them to get loaded in. And they start to load these things with hot molten lead. And your train engine and all that stuff are just sitting there while the rail yard locomotive moves all these things in place. So your locomotive doesn't actually get super close to the foundry. It's just kind of waiting while all those train cars get filled up with lead. And it's kind of crazy. They have to, like, you can kind of see the operation going on. They fill it with molten lead and they scan it with these like really big cameras to make sure that there's no hot spots, right? Because if there's a hot spot, then that probably means that it's going to fail. And so they spend all this care and time, and they burn all this time, and they finally get everything hooked back up. And there's about 15 minutes left on this guy's day. And so that's going to put him leaving the foundry with cars full of molten lead, but he's not going to be able to make it all the way back to the rail yard.
And this dude is just gonna leave shit on the track.
That's why he ends up in jail, yo.
That's what he claimed. That's what he said. And they're yelling at him. They're like, dude, you have to take this. And he's like, fuck you, I ain't got to take nothing. My shift ends in 15 minutes. You idiots took way too long putting all this together. And like, we have to check it. It's like, I don't care if you got to check your asshole from a whatever. You got to get this stuff going. My shift is almost over.
So
How much?
as soon as I hear him say the 15 minutes, and as long as I can determine that there's no one near me to hear me, I say, he's going to clock out in 15. Back off.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
I
let's
start
figure out
shut-
where
I-
that is then. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
start
a
strapping up.
that's a lot closer to the foundry. That's a lot closer to
I've
the
a-
foundry.
I have a question though.
Yes.
How much vaguely is this money being lost if this shit turns?
Oh yeah.
Solid.
So it has 24 hours before it's ruined. But each of those cars is smooth like almost $1 million. Just the car, let alone the molten metal inside. Cuz like these things are not easy to make.
Just I say just because of that math, I say to the guys in the car, If I was this guy's boss, I would shoot him in the head
Sounds like
for the amount
Okay.
of money that he has probably lost this company.
He'd already be dead if he worked for me.
No shit.
Now, y'all, because you've been staking this thing out, you have gotten a good glimpse of the Hungry Knolls. The Hungry Knolls ride in like a big SUV, like a Suburban, that's been converted to ride on the rails, and it has a nice big gun in the back, but it doesn't get a lot of action, right? So the gunner's kind of asleep at the wheel. They're just ferrying this. It's a milk run every day. So they're just there to kind of look tough. And they do look tough. But your assessment of them is they're not like the other one you were seeing. There was that big long haul line coming in. This is like some local thing, and they're just there to scare away the gangsters.
Well, we ain't scared.
That's right.
I would like to take a position up. Are they going to be past us by the time the train gets here? Have we determined that?
I'm going to let you place yourself where you want to be. You know that this guy's not going to get very far in 15 minutes. He's going to get a couple of miles away from the foundry as he starts to head out with...
If you're hearing me, you're within 1 mile, so...
Right.
Okay.
So, I mean, he's not going to get super far at all because he's got to get up to speed, and then he's going to decide what to do, right? And so, yeah, you guys tell me where you want to end up in the 15 minutes. Like, I'll even let you calculate. He'll be like right here on the line at 15 minutes, and you could be right there or near there if you wanted to.
I think that is the smart thing to do, but like, I don't think Spring would think of this with like margin of error, but like if we can do some simple math, figure out he's going to be here in about 15 minutes, then we should be about there.
Sure.
And then hopefully being about there lets the front car go by, so that we can take this and uncouple it and all that shit.
So you all are over in that area where this is all going to go down. And you see the Hungry Knolls roll by on their big Suburban. And, they're a little ways ahead of the train. And sure enough, like your math was good. The train begins to slow. And you can hear up ahead a couple of the train track links starting to shift as the train rolls past you a little bit, and it turns off on a little side chute, and it slows down.
He's
Okay, so-
actually going to leave this?
So he's getting off the main.
He's getting
Well,
off.
at least getting part of it off the main
Yeah.
rail.
Yeah, he's taking his entire load off the main rail to some side chute rail. Do you follow?
Yeah, let's follow.
Okay.
All right.
So y'all
There's
back
something
away
else.
and head down this little side chute thing. Yeah.
There's something else going on. Guys, be ready for... Spring is antsy now because like this seems weird. Like, why hasn't this guy been fired? Why? This is a lot of money.
So
This is weird.
So he pulls in enough so that his entire rail line, his entire load is off the main line.
Mm-hmm.
And not much further. And he stops.
Do I see anything from my weird viewpoint?
You hear a decoupling happen further up. Not at your locomotive, but you hear one further back.
There's only behind me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that to the group. Because that seems weird if he's just gonna dump and leave, right? Like, why would it decouple?
Yeah.
Let's...
And sure enough, that train pulls away and his whole load is just sitting there. As the computer car and the two locomotives start to pull away.
I'm moving again.
Let's go. I'm gonna bolt for it to get on the back of that.
Oh, God.
That train.
All right.
Okay. So it's going slow. It's going really slow right now as it's starting to build up speed. Spring is out of the car running towards the train.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who else is out of the car? Ta and...
Yeah.
Okay, Ta's out, bolting for the train.
Ta's like, are we getting out of the car? I'm already out of the car. Ta hates cars. You might stay with the car though. Like,
Yeah.
you could and follow us.
Alright. Yeah, I'll stay with the car.
All right, so Vincent, you're going to follow on the roads while they hop on this train. Okay, cool.
Yep.
I want both of you to make athletics rolls while you run and catch a moving train. It's not going very fast, but it's still like not the easiest thing in the world to do. So give me some athletics
Should
rolls.
I use my grappling hook, or should I just not worry about it? Just do the athletics.
Whatever you want to do to catch Mr. Stud.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna start.
21.
Awesome. Yeah, you roll up and, one hand over, get another hand on the body, and you just like lift yourself up onto this ladder.
Yep.
29.
Okay.
I rolled a 10.
Damn.
Nice.
No,
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
So you
You become one
toss
with the
that
train.
grapple and you like just haul yourself up the train. Do you want to be on top of the train or on the gangplank?
I want
Like,
to be on top.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do this like, I don't know, some sort of like rappelling, going up thing. I don't know what it is, but you climb all the way to the top of the train, and you're on top of the computer car. And Spring, you're on the back of the computer car.
Mhm.
Galaxy, you're still underneath in the second locomotive.
Can I work my way up to closer to the locomotive?
Yeah,
The front
totally.
one?
Yeah, give me another athletics to see as you're kind of navigating all this junk underneath these trains. Yeah, because like a fumble right now is really, really bad for your character. So
No fumble, solid 16.
awesome, good for you. Because
Nice,
like I don't
nice.
know if I can protect you if you fall off this thing. Like you work your way forward and you're at the coupling joint for the lead locomotive and the second locomotive. And these things are these giant, iron things that hold together. It's really gnarly looking. And so you're at that point. Spring and Ta, are you staying on the computer car? Where are you going?
I'm going towards. I'll radio to Ta and Galaxy that we're on the train as well.
Okay.
And we're heading towards the engine, the
Okay.
first engine.
Cool.
Do I hear any other voices than I expect to hear?
You don't. It's still loud outside, but you don't hear any other voices. You don't hear anybody else talking. And this guy is not saying much either.
But the train is definitely still moving.
Yeah, and it's gaining speed.
The time limit is up, right? Like,
Yeah, he should be.
he should have clocked out.
Right, he should have clocked out by now. Yeah, yeah. Ta, while you're on top of the computer car, you see a little port open up in front of you. It's about, I don't know, this big in front of you.
Mhm.
And you see this, you hear the sound of a quadcopter start to spin up.
Okay. Like how big is this port opening again?
It's probably about a foot and a bit wide, and it's like a slot,
Okay.
And
how big will this drone? Do I see it or do I just hear the quad?
you hear
How
it.
far is
I'm wondering what Ta's gonna do when he hears that there's probably a drone about to leave this vehicle.
Is there anywhere to hide on top, or like just to kind of get under to see, or like just hide behind anything like that?
Not really. I mean, this like if you just the top of a rail car, there's just not a lot up there anymore.
Yeah.
There's like some grating and some fans blowing hot air past you, kind of thing. But those are all under the grates, so like you could just get yourself flat on this roof or head down off the roof. But yeah,
How far would this drone be? Like, would I be able to grab it?
sure. Yeah, you could run up and get it this turn if you wanted to.
Yes, I want to do that. Yes,
Okay.
I want to do that.
All right, cool. So yeah, you run forward to like grab this thing before it leaves its little drone chute. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Ta's like hauling butt up this thing. Give me an athletics roll to like get to it and put a hand on it before it gets out of its launch bay.
Come on,
Oh, God.
Ta.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Oh god. Oh. I mean, I rolled a 1 and then a 3, so I end with a 10.
Oh my god. Awesome. So yeah, you run forward to get this thing and you trip over one of those gratings. And
Oh god.
and
Oh
you
god.
you smash your face into the top of this thing and begin to roll, and you grab like one of the like pieces of conduit that's up there. So you're like you've got your arm on, so you're like on the side of the engine, or not the engine, but the computer car, and you hear this as it lifts into the air. And you're hanging on, you're like not dead, but you can see this like blue and white drone starting to lift itself up into the sky. And Vinton, I'm going to say that you're driving along, you can kind of see a little thing starting to leave the car.
Okay.
May I ask, what would it take for me to shoot it out of the sky as I'm driving?
That would be a difficult shot because it's a small object, right? And you're driving inside a car that doesn't have windows.
It's got to have a door, right? Like a gull-wing door or something. That
It has a
goes up,
door
right?
that will open, yes, but that will be even harder because now you're gonna have to like be driving and opening a door and shooting at a thing. Does that make sense?
I get what you're saying.
So you could like stop the car and take a shot, and that might be a little bit easier for you.
I wanted to be John Woo up in here.
I hear you. I hear you. The problem is the car doesn't have windows. That's the thing, is you're in a coffin car that's like super awesome, super dope, but it's like there's no windows in here for you to shoot out of.
Fair enough. Yeah, I want to stop and try to take a shot.
All right.
Or if I see it.
Yeah. So you can see it. You can see it right through those monitors, right? And they even like detail new object. Little HUDs up pops up. New object lifting in sky. You're like, oh shit, I gotta take care of that. So you stop, get out, and you get a bead on this thing. Give me a shot.
While that's happening, Galaxy is like, since the plan has changed, what are we going to do?
I can't focus on that right now.
I got an 18.
18.
Wait, what? I didn't hear.
He said, I don't want to focus on that right now. Okay. So, yeah, with an 18, at that, was it with your rifle that you shot?
Yes, it was. Yeah, my
Okay.
armor-piercing rifle.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, you all watch as, like, this thing is lifting into the air. You stop the car on a dime, jump out with your rifle up, and cack this thing just as it's starting to veer off to try and get eyes on the situation. And you see it starting to tumble out of the sky and fall onto the ground and smash in a couple little pieces on the far side of the train from you.
I think I take a deep breath and I'm like, thanks, Blue. And I get back in the car.
All right, so Spring, you heard this thing once it was away from a little bit. You could hear the engine just a little bit over the din of everything else, and then you hear the rifle round go off, and you see this drone fall on the far side of the train from you, and like kind of a couple of pieces smash off of it as it hits the ground.
Do I see Ta nearly fall off the train? Or is he on the other side?
I'm gonna say, yeah, you see him right up above you, actually, like holding on by one arm. You see his feet kind of kicking as he's like trying to get purchased to get back up onto the train.
Cool. To radio back to Galaxy, we're moving to the main engine. Yeah. The first engine. And then assuming that Ta can handle himself, I'm gonna continue moving forward.
Okay. I love it. I like how everybody makes decisions here. All right, so Galaxy, you can be on this first car. I mean, you're at the coupling. What do you want to do?
All right.
Yeah, no, I was thinking. So the first car, like, are there any windows? Are there any places where I could like get up off of the bridge and like put myself in another quiet, out of sight place, but where I can actually see what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, you can slink up onto the gangplank and just stay low underneath the windows and kind of give yourself peek into one of them to see what's going on inside the lead locomotive. And so you peek inside. Go ahead and give me a perception with your recon as well. So you're gonna give this a quick peek and then duck back down, and you're gonna basically go off of memory of what you just saw to do all of your reconnaissance. You're gonna do like kind of a photographic memory thing.
Cool beans. There's just perception plus recon, so that's 12.
Oh, sorry, perception plus recon plus intelligence
Oh.
plus
well,
your D10.
20.
Wow. Okay, good. So yeah, you give it a glance, duck back down. Okay. You see Mr. Stud in like a blue shirt with some suspenders and white pants, and he is sitting comfortably in a big cushy. It's not even like a lazy boy. It's more like a really plush, just stoop chair that's pulled out of the wall, and you can see that he's jacked into the train. And he's got this kind of grimace on his face as he's like disturbed by something that just happened. And he's you can just see like some kind of emotion going across his face, like determination or something like that.
Otherwise, it seems empty, just him in there.
Yeah, otherwise it's an empty control room with all the, knobs and, throttles and all that kind of stuff untouched. He's just kind of blind right now, actually, jacked into this thing.
And then the data train, do I know that that's typically not have any humans in it? Like, can a human walk into it?
Yeah,
I assume so. They have to be able to walk back to the train, but...
Right. I mean, so there's a gangway that goes around the computer train, but typically nobody goes in there unless it's being serviced. So there's like a technician's entrance, but normally people don't occupy it while it's actually running.
Okay. So I let the others know that, yeah, it's just him up front as far as I can tell. And he seems perturbed.
All right.
Well, I just shot his drone
Drone.
out of the sky, so
Yeah,
I
I
would be
think
perturbed too.
I think we just shot something of his down. But
Spring, you make your way forward.
Yep.
And I'm going to say right about now, Galaxy, you notice that he like does like as like vomit just leaves his mouth and ends up on his shirt, on his blue shirt.
Wait.
Gross.
And you can see like he's really flush and everything. You can see that like he's really like kind of confused. And then he like grimaces again, and yeah. So Spring, where are you going, Spring?
I'm going straight towards the 2 engine cars.
Okay. Yeah, you blow past the computer car. You're on the engine car. To get to the front engine, you're gonna have to go through this one. Normally, unless you're gonna do some sort of athletics thing to like climb up or climb down around the
No,
thing.
I'll take the safer way. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you get to the first engine car. Door's unlocked. You go straight in.
Mm-hmm.
And
what is in here?
yeah.
What am I attacked by?
Yeah, so in this first engine car, it's empty. It's vacant. There's a seat that you can clearly push down or pull down. There's a little Trode jack there, and there's controls. Otherwise, it's unlocked and empty. You can see there's a skinny path that gets through the car to the front of the car.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna make my way to that front area, but I'm not gonna make the jump over yet.
Right. Cool. So Ta, let's get back to you, buddy. You are hanging on to this car. You saw the drone take off and begin to look towards your side. It's starting to list towards your side of the car. And then it got shot and fell to the earth and shattered into pieces. What do you want to do, Ta?
Is the port still open?
Yeah, you climb up a little bit and you can see that it's shut, but it's opening again.
Do I hear anything?
Yes, you are starting to hear the sound of another engine spinning up.
So if I were to let go, would I fall on a little like walking platform, or would I just fall off?
You would fall on a walking platform, a little gangplank that goes around the outside of the computer car.
So I'd want to get on that
Okay.
and kind of wait just under the like port opening.
Okay, so you get on the gangway, you go towards where you know the port is opening kind of above you, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you want to do like I'll say yeah, you get there. Is there anything else you want to be doing during this, like getting ready for something to happen or anything along those lines?
Yes, I would like to just pull out my pistol and kind of just like wait for something to come out. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, you get out, you got your pistol ready, and you're waiting, I guess, for a drone or something to.
Yeah, something to pop out.
Yep, cool, awesome. Vinton, you
Yeah.
stopped the car, shot the drone. The train is still going. What does Vinton do?
Oh, I take off and try to keep pace with the train.
All right, so yeah, you drop
And
back
I
in the car
actually-
and take off after the
If
thing.
there is a way for me to get closer to it, I want to get close to it just in case we got to make a hasty
Do
exit.
you-
Everyone can jump.
Do you want to drive alongside the rail tracks?
You know what? Let's do it.
All right, it's a rough ride even for this smooth car, and anybody who's looking can see the car digging like a trough through the loose gravel as it's like keeping up with this train. But yeah, you take it off the road and are driving alongside the train as you're keeping up with this thing. You can see the computer car. A drone doesn't come out. Instead, you see this like these 4 spider legs hook around the lip, and as this box moves over the top of the train car to like get a look at you, and you can see all these eyes all over it as it's like crawling around the side to figure out what the fuck is going on its car. You were ready to shoot at something. I'm gonna let you shoot at this thing.
Okay.
So give me your marksmanship plus reflexes plus a d10.
If we get out of this
18.
alive, I got a
18.
question.
Awesome. Yeah, you hit this thing solid. Roll your damage.
3d6.
Be awesome.
13 damage.
13 damage. Awesome. Cool. So yeah, you see one of the like black and red computer like cameras on it gets shattered as it like kind of lurches to the side, and then it lunges at you. Okay, cool. So it grabs you, and it's like mechanical arms begin to constrict onto Ta. And
Can I
Can I
see
do?
Taw?
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna say that Vinton, you can see Ta get nabbed by what looks like a giant spider thing. Ta, you're gonna take 9 damage, but your armor counts for half because this thing is grabbing you in melee, and it's like little spider legs are like digging
Okay.
into you.
Rounded up, so I have 7. So would that be 3 or 4?
That would be 4.
Okay.
And your armor goes down
Okay.
by 1 at the end of this.
Okay.
Yep.
6. And so I take a total of just 5 damage.
5 damage. Awesome. Now that it has you in a bear hug, you hear the shot ring out as its belly boosh shoots you in the chest.
What the?
Dude, they don't fuck around. So this isn't going to be a to hit because it's already got you. It just has a weapon in its stomach, and it's going to shoot you with that weapon. And that's going to do 9 damage, but you get your full armor rating off of that.
Okay, full armor off that one.
Yeah.
So that's only 3.
3. Awesome. Cool. Now, Ta, you can feel it starting to climb up so as to face hug you. Okay? It's not going to do it this round, but you know that it's starting to like work its limbs up so it can get on top of your head.
Sweet dreams, everybody.
So,
I'm pretty sure I said no to spiders on a survey somewhere.
it's not a spider.
I got a question. Does this car, being as fancy as it got auto drive, does Maryland have auto drive?
Yes, it has auto drive. Yes.
I would like to engage auto drive.
You engage auto drive. Galaxy, what do you do?
Do we hear shots being fired?
I'm going to say that you don't, actually, because
Alright,
you're right in the middle of a big engine.
Mm-hmm.
I probably don't either, no? In between two engines.
You're in between two engines, but you're outside. So yes, I'm gonna say that you hear the sound of a pop.
Okay. Wait, spring? Spring.
Is Galaxy guessing names at her over the radio right now? That's great.
Yeah.
Spring. Damn it! What?
This feels really wrong and off and weird. What are we doing? And another gunshot just went off. Is whoever else came on board? Was it just you, or did someone else come on board?
That's Ta. Ta's on board. Get to Ta.
Do I hear this?
Yeah, you're all on radio
over
together.
our radio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Ta, you can speak back, of course.
So Ty would say, "Yeah, I just got shot. A machine is. I think it's trying to eat me, or it's on me."
I'm working on it.
Get to Ta.
Where is Ta?
On the data train. On the data.
He's back. Look behind you. You'll see the car next to the train. He's up above me. I got the car on autopilot. I'm figuring it out as we go.
All right,
You
so
hear
I'm
like a
gonna
clink
climb
from
up.
like my microphone.
I'm gonna climb up carefully, stealthily on not the main locomotive, but the engine, to get on top, since he's on top of the other one. Because the data car's behind.
Yeah, there's a lead locomotive, then the second locomotive that has spring in it, and then there's the data car. And you're on the lead locomotive right now.
Oh shit! You're on the
I
lead.
want. Yeah,
I
want to climb up to the top of the locomotive and see if I can get a bead on it with my gun.
Sure, yeah, you climb up. Give me a stealth roll to not be seen by the train man's sensors, Mr. Stud.
25.
Awesome. Yeah, you get up there, and you can definitely see the form of Ta plus this box that has legs. And you can see there's a struggle for, like, the box is, like, trying to lunge up, and Ta is, like, trying to keep it down as it's, like, trying to force its way up to the top of Ta. So you can see the struggle happening right now. And I'm going to say that you have a pretty clear shot at the creature, at the robot.
I will take it using my targeting cyber optics.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so that gives you a +1 to your hit. So it's going to be marksmanship plus reflexes, plus your +1 from your cyber optics. Are you doing that with your rifle?
That was the plan, yes.
Sweet.
Okay, so
That means it's 66.
I rolled a 9, and I'm adding what to it?
You add your marksmanship plus your reflexes and the +1 from your targeting stuff.
So hold with me, y'all.
Yeah, all the maths.
Reflexes, I got. Marksmanship, I got. The +1, I got. Anything else I missed besides the roll?
Recall.
No.
recall.
Are they still stealthing?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
she was
stealthy.
stealthing. Yeah, so she had a
So yeah, you had your recon.
Ooh, nice. That's a 26.
Okay. Yeah, that's a smooth hit. And I'm going to say with a 26, you angle it just so that you have a pretty good sense that this bullet might actually pass all the way through this creature. And you really don't want the bullet to travel into Ta at the end of that, so you've angled it so that it won't do that. So roll your damage. That's 66 damage to this spider droid thing that's trying to murder face Ta.
Holy shit, that was a good roll. 29.
29.
Shit.
It died.
That's dead.
All right, cool.
Magic.
Awesome. So yeah, you are on top of this locomotive, this big, huge locomotive. You lean out and bap as this round goes right past the second locomotive, past the data car or onto the side of the data car where Ta is struggling with this droid. And Ta, all of a sudden, your world gets a lot lighter as this thing just gets hurled off your body, flung past you, scattering across the ground. You can see that the back of it has been ripped asunder as the round did trauma to the casing of this bot. And you can see all the like little sparks and servos and stuff as it's like, leaking some sort of like coolant thing or fuel or whatever, and it's like scatters across the gravel on the other side of past you kind of thing. And like there's still maybe a leg that's like wrapped around your midsection here, but the rest of the droid is gone.
So
After I see that, I'm gonna turn around and then like aim my gun down at the door of the other locomotive and just keep my eye on it.
Cool. Yeah, you're up
Go.
over the
That
door
was-
with
that
your
was
rifle
fun.
waiting for somebody to walk out the
because I'm right there, I'll be like, great shot. I'm
Oh,
sure he's
the-
appreciative.
The car rolls over that droid, just and you hear like extra smashings as it goes on past the car. Next up, I'm gonna go for Spring. I'm just kind of going from front to back of the
Oh,
car.
yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Spring is going to pass through this engine car into the next engine car.
Okay.
And be ready with her claws
Awesome.
or whatever, the rippers.
Yeah, so you get through the front of this engine car, and you had to shimmy down this like little hallway kind of thing. It's not like a wide hallway, and you can see the back door for the car that presumably has Mr. Stud in it, the driver, the operator. Do you go up and look inside, or do you just like kind of wait here where you're at?
No, I want to look inside, please.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you move up and you look inside. You can see there's a gentleman sitting on a cushy pull-out seat. He's jacked into the train. He's operating the train with his mind, and you can see there's like kind of vomit on his chin and on his blue shirt, suspenders, white pants, and like it's trickled down over his belly and is like starting to pool into his pants. And you can see he's getting like pale and is like fighting back another bout of vomit.
Awesome. Oh, not awesome, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Can I pass into the next car? Can I pass into that engine room then?
Yeah, you try the door. It's unlocked.
Great. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go into there.
Yeah, you're in there. It reeks in here of like pee and vomit. It's not good.
Yeah, it's because he's rigged in and he keeps getting shot.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna force unjack him.
Okay, cool. So you reach to the back of his like skull, grab those two trodes, and just yank him out of his brain.
Can I see a throttle or a brake?
Totally.
Like
Yeah, and these things are like clearly labeled. There's like the brake lever and the throttle lever and all that stuff. Yeah.
cool. I'm gonna just kind of make sure the throttle is up a little bit so there isn't like a huge jerk when
So
I'm hoping that an auto.
annoyingly about trains, you have to actually be holding it. Otherwise, it's going to rest in the no throttle position.
How much do I think that there's an autopilot on this train? Cool, awesome. I'm just gonna unjack him. Everybody, hold on.
Okay.
Over my radio link. Everybody, hold on, and I unjack him.
Awesome. Everybody, give me not Vincent. The other two, Ta and Galaxy. Give me a quick athletics check as this train is gonna lurch. And I need to see if you end up on the ground or where.
I have a 19.
Awesome. Cool. So yeah, you've been through a lot, Ta. You've got this like smoking gun hole right here in your chest. You've got like the vision of this thing because you knew it wanted to face shoot you. You know, you knew it wanted to shoot you in the grill with its belly gun. And you were kind of distracted by that vision of a terrible ending of Ta's life. And then you hear, brace yourself, and you just like grab all the stuff you can. And like as the train lurches, you are fine. And like for the first time in the last several moments, Ta is in control of their future, and it feels good.
Good. Then can I after like I fall backwards at first, but then like I do a back roll and then land like on my knees in like the hero position?
Hell yes. Hell yes.
Hell
Absolutely.
yes.
Do you want to be on the train or on the ground?
No, I still want to be on the train.
All right, cool. Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. How does Galaxy do way up there on top of this mess?
13.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So with the 13, you lose your footing, but you're still on top of here. So you like kind of had to get low, let your rifle sling catch it. So you're not like holding your rifle anymore. You let it go, but you've got a sling to keep it attached to you, and you hold on to like just some conduit, and you get real low to keep yourself from like being hurled to the ground as this whole train is now slowing down quite a bit. And Vinton, your car just is bored with it. It just moves out of the way of the train stuff that's slowing down. Are you like out? Is the door open while the car drives and you've got like a rifle up or something?
It was definitely open, and I was ready to shoot Spider Thing before either that or rip him inside to try to contain the stupid thing. Like I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yep, exactly. So, Spring, you've forced Jack this guy out of in control of the train. He is you see him like have like a violent spasm.
Being jacked out like that is not good.
No.
Good.
Yeah, and you can hear him clench his jaw so tight that you can hear like tooth enamel popping. And then he's like, the fuck just happened? And he like starts to like open his eyes, and it's like weird. Like he is not used to seeing with his eyes for a little bit. And like you can tell that he is very disoriented. What do you want to do?
Awesome. Is there a door on the side of this engine room?
There's a skinny door that leads into a similar hallway that lets you shimmy up to the front, and then there's the door you came in through.
If I throw him out of the train, are my only options to throw him back?
Yeah, you can either throw him into the skinny hallway somehow, or you can throw him out the back of the engine, kind of where it's coupled up to the second locomotive.
But then he would fall in between.
It's possible that he would fall in between and then be ground to death by the wheels. Yes. We would roll and find out what happened to him.
If he goes through the skinny part, will that kill him?
No, it'd be like cramming him into a closet or something like that. Like you couldn't throw him all the way down that skinny hall. The most you could do really realistically right now in a single round is cram him in there, kind of thing, while he's disoriented.
I'm gonna throw him off the back of the train.
Yes.
I was like, do it.
Awesome. So you grab him by the collar, the back collar, and just hurl him through this door towards the coupling space between the primary locomotive and the second locomotive. Give me an athletics roll.
I am trying not to kill this guy, but I also don't care enough not to kill this guy.
Sure. Yeah. If he didn't die, that'd be swell.
I rolled a 10.
Okay. Awesome. So I'm going to say that exactly what you want to happen happens with a 10 and then an explosion.
It was a 7. It was a 17.
Nice. So yeah, you throw him and you like at the last second you like tilt your lead hand down so his head just runs into the guardrail kind of thing. Cause there's obviously a guardrail kind of thing. So like you throw him so that the crown of his head hits that guardrail and he just like kind of staggers and is like, he's just pawing like feebly at trying to get a handle on what's going on around him, just to like keep himself from falling down. Because intuitively he knows I'm not supposed to be outside. This is probably bad. I want to like hold on to something, and you can see him like limply trying to grab some kind of thing to hold on to.
I push him off. Like I just want him off the train.
Awesome. Like on the ground off to the side.
Yeah, I'm imagining not the side that like that Vinton is driving on.
Sure, the other side.
Like the other grassy hay side over here.
Sure.
That I want to push him off of over there.
Awesome.
At least so he won't be run over by Vinton if he makes it.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of like that Western, like you just put your foot on his like hip and just give him a firm shove, and he is off that train, rolling down the gravel, onto the dirt and into probably I don't know. People dump stuff out here, so he's probably like rolling in needles and tires or whatever it is that's out here.
He's having a shitty night.
He's having a really bad moment. That's true.
So I'll radiate everyone. Engineer is off the train.
The train is still slowing, but you all have
Yeah,
you all now have your feet under you. Ta, it's been a minute since I've given you an action. What does Ta do?
So I hear that everything's all good.
Yeah.
And can I piece it together that I know that no drones are going to come after me if he's unplugged?
Safe to assume.
Or do I not know that? It's safe to assume? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'd want to actually go into the where the place the drones were coming from.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, you want to go into the service entrance for the computer car. That service entrance there is actually a kind of a nice lock on it. So I need you to either do like a basic tech because you want to get through the lock without destroying the lock, or add your fusion if you don't care about breaking the lock on your way through.
No, I want to be a little more.
All right.
Wait, what's fusion?
Sorry, not fusion. You're kit bashing. Kit bashing.
Oh. So I can only use kit bashing in one option?
Yeah, if you're gonna like break your way through this thing, kit bashing, because you're like not super worried about it. But if you want to like maintain the integrity of this lock, then let's just do a basic tech plus your tech skill.
Okay. Oh. Well, which one would maybe trigger an alarm?
Who knows? Either one.
Okay. Okay. Very
Don't fumble.
cautiously then.
Yeah.
I'm going to use a 20.
Awesome. Yeah, so it takes you a minute, but you get your tools wedged in between where the lock and the door frame are, or the door and the lock are flush, and you work your way in there, and you get that lock open, and now you're in the data car.
Is it dark?
Yeah, it's dark. It's warm.
Oh, good, cool. All right. So yeah, I'll just first peek my head in to like make sure like no traps or anything are gonna come off.
Yep.
And then I'd start kind of looking around for some interesting stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And so while you're in here, you can see there's actually a bay of drones. There's 2 more quadcopters and 1 more spidery drone thing. And you see those are like next to the chute that lets them get out through the top of the data car. And otherwise you see a lot of like servers and computer equipment in here. Looks like some of them are liquid cooled. A lot of them are just air cooled though.
Okay. Yeah, can I just kind of look around? I guess I've already seen everything.
Yeah. But you do see in here clearly some communications equipment. So I'm going to presume that you kind of go to that first because you certainly don't want this train talking to anybody else.
Yeah, I want to stop it from communicating with the bots with itself and communicating from anyone on the outside. That's what I'd like to do.
Awesome. Cool. So yeah, you go and work on that. Vinton, you've been outside kind of following this stuff. What is Vinton doing?
Seeing how Katrina took away my fun. I was like, she knows me way too well now. We're too good of friends because she knows exactly what would happen if she didn't say anything. I will actually. Is the train stopped?
No, it's slowing down.
I didn't want to get the car bloody.
Fair enough. I will start putting in GPS coordinates of our place to send the car on its way to the shop, to the mailbox, and then I want to get on the.
Like, hey, Tesla autopilot, get all the way back to camp and let mailbox work on you.
We're keeping this thing, okay?
All right, cool.
Mailbox is gonna love us so much.
You key all that in, and you see the car like take a second to like, because it's next to some train tracks. There's not like a road nearby, so it has to like sit there and think, like, how do I get to a road? And you see it do like a little like test lurch to the left, and then it stops and thinks, "Is there a road over there? I don't know." Then it
If
lurches
I make
again.
I take it to the road. If I notice that, I take it to the road. And
Okay.
Then I make my way to the train.
That's so funny.
That's hilarious.
All right, so yeah, you get it over to the road, and then you tell it to go, and it like just goes with full
That's
certainty.
Awesome. And then I get on the train.
Yeah.
And make my way to the
Yeah.
front end.
Sure.
I'm like,
Galaxy, you're up here. You watch some of this play out of like Vinton out of the car, like telling it. You can tell it. You can see he's telling it to do stuff, and it like lurches, and then it lurches again. You see Vinton getting like, oh, fine, I'll just do it, and get back in the car. What does Galaxy want to do?
I think Galaxy's just gonna look around real carefully, just everywhere from up there,
Okay, perfect.
especially what's up ahead and what's behind.
Sure, yeah. So you look ahead, and it looks like this area that he pulled off into is a lot of like mid-level industry stuff. So there's a bunch of storage houses and all that kind of stuff. He'd actually pulled it off to like one of those rail offshoots where you're kind of allowed to park stuff, right? And so that's where all those train cars are. They're not on the main lines. They're on a little offshoot parking line. And you can see like they're all still there, probably full of molten lead. And this where the engines are headed slower and slower now is kind of deeper into this mid-industrial point. It looks like eventually it's going to turn north. Like way down the line, looks like it's going to turn north.
perfect.
But I don't notice like any other people or the hungry gnolls.
No, you don't notice the hungry gnolls. They were already past this juncture when he decided, I'm clocking out. Fuck you guys. And so they're not around. There are people, right? I mean, this is not an empty city, but like you look around at some of them, they are not looking at you. Like pointedly not looking at you. Like, don't see me looking at you, because then I'm like a witness, and I'm not about being a witness in this life. So
It's just like home.
yeah.
So I'm gonna swing my gun back around and lay down on my stomach and just make it so I can look around and just keep an eye out while they do whatever they're doing, because
Cool.
clearly they all have a better system with each other and I'm too new.
You
Oh yes,
stealth
yeah.
out.
The communication is great over here.
You stealth up, and you know that like you're in this like nook where like you're not leaving any kind of silhouette of a person up here on this engine, and you've got total eyes all around you with all of your recon skills on this train. So yeah, like that's probably the biggest thing is once they like kind of lose sight of you, you notice that now they can't see you. People are like looking towards the train. Like, what the fuck's going on at this thing? Who steals a train? You know?
We do.
Yeah. So
Midnight
Vincent, you're on the
runners.
train. Ta, you're in the computer area, kind of knocking down these communications equipment. Talk to me about Ta's method here. Are you smashing? Are you gracefully shutting things down? What is Ta going to try and attempt while in this room? And you're muted.
Sorry. So first thing Tom wants to do is make sure that the bots aren't going to attack him from the inside.
Yeah.
Then he's going to gracefully make sure all the comms are off, but not in like a super suspicious way, but just to be like all clear, kind of give it like an all clear kind of message.
Sure. So you take a minute
If it's
to
putting anything out, yeah.
you take a minute to like try and study how this communication systems work. Go ahead and give me I would love it if you could do for me an intelligence plus basic tech. And we'll go ahead and throw in your kit bashing as well. Because what you're going to try and do is very quickly understand the codes you need to send it to put it into like a maintenance mode or a diagnostics mode. And so it's going to be intelligence instead of your tech skill, because you're trying to like, I have some knowledge of how these things work, but I need to like raw figure my way through this problem.
Got it. So kit bashing, basic, and intelligence instead of tech.
Correct.
Okay, that's good. 18 plus 7, which would make it 25.
Nice. So yeah, you're in here for a little bit. It's not an instant thing, but you do kind of you figure out, you pull up some of the manuals on these things and figure out, okay, they probably changed like one or two things here just to make sure it's not crazy easy. So you jumper a couple of things, and then that lets you put in the right codes to put this into some sort of diagnostic cycle or maintenance cycle so that it's busy doing that effort instead of, talking to home kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So good on you for that 25, dude. That's a great roll. Spring. What are you doing?
Vinton, are you getting your ass on this train
He's
or
on.
not?
Yeah, he's coming up.
Yes,
He's coming up to the
I'm
front.
coming
up.
But you have some time before he gets there.
Right. See, I don't want to stop it like completely. I want to slow it down.
Sure.
But I don't want it to like completely stop because I imagine restarting it is going to be problematic or just harder to do. And then are there displays or anything like live here that could tell me like where the hell it was trying?
Yeah, I mean,
being
there's
piloted
displays
to?
on like speed, fuel, all that kind of stuff. You can see like how it's doing, and you like put your hand on the throttle a little bit to like keep it, and you can hear the engine start to as they're like moving the thing forward again now, and not just coasting to a stop.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So you apply a little bit of gas to this thing, so it's creeping along, but there's not like a GPS map up that says, "Hey, I'm here, and here's what I'm doing," and all that kind of stuff. That was all in his head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
he
Now
was
that you're on the
getting gas,
basic,
so.
now that you're on like basic train operation, it's real stupid simple.
Cool. Where do we need to take this train to for Hitchens? Is it north? Like
You don't know yet. You never got that location from her. She wanted to know that you controlled the train before she sent you anything.
cool. I'm gonna call Hitchens
Yep.
to inform her that we have control of the train.
Awesome. Yeah. So it takes you a second. You get a hold of Hitchens, and she says, "Okay, 1 second. Since you're on an op for me, I need you to call me at this number." And she gives you a new set of digits.
Okay.
And you call her there. She says, "Okay, now that we're on a better line, how are things going?"
Oh, it's just another day in the life of an edge runner. I have
Everybody
a train
alive?
at my command, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, capital. Excellent. Here's where I need you to go. She
Thank you.
details a place for you to go and pick up a car. And she's like, it's sitting by itself. It's got a thing on it. It is way outside of town. It's
It's fine. I don't want us to be in town.
Yep. So we can kind of cinematic some of this stuff. She has a car for you to go pick up and bring back to Night City when you can. So I think right now it's you guys go out there, hook up to the car, move it someplace that you all, the family, can secure.
Mm-hmm.
And then you all have a train. Because, I mean, you've turned off the comms. You've got Galaxy up doing 360 security. I don't know. Like, the guy is gone. Half dead or dying. I don't know. But he's not around anymore. So
Not my
I didn't
not my
notice him in
problem.
my little recon.
Oh yeah, he's there like in a ditch. Like not moving.
Then get up there, it's like, where's the dude?
I was gonna say like Spring's conscience is clear because like he didn't hit the train on his way out. But honestly, Spring's conscience was clear as soon as she unjacked him. Like it, whatever. She doesn't care. The dude, to answer your question, Vinton, when you get up here, I threw him out the back of the train. So you'll be driving this now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so Vincent, it takes you a while to like get used to the feel of this thing, but you know, at the end of the day, it really is just 3 or 4 things that you're controlling. The hardest part is really getting it to communicate with the switches ahead, to get it to tell the switches what to do. Like that, y'all probably messed that one up once or twice, and then like had to back up and then do it again, kind of thing.
It's a train adventure.
Because I got like 30 something with my knowledge of it.
That's true. You probably knew a whole lot about train stuff, but I'm just saying that like knowing it and then doing it for the first time, you probably still messed it up once or twice, but you got it. You now know how to like get it to change the tracks ahead of you and all of that stuff. And now you guys you're train conductors.
What my 4-year-old heart always wanted.
Yes.
That train life. We're living that train life.
Oh,
that's right.
Vince definitely got a celebrity cigar just lit up.
Oh, I hand out alcohol bottles.
The little bottles you stole from the guy's micro fridge.
I chug my wine and just start like looking at my wound now that everything's done. Like just
Oh,
hold it
shit.
and then take what? So what are the bots that are left?
What's up?
What bots are left?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
they're
there's
kinda like
2
big-
quad bots and 1 spider bot left.
So I'm actually going to take 1 quad off the rack and then take 1 and just kind of hide him in a corner.
Okay. Yeah, you work him out of his little like control shoot thing, and toss it in the corner.
Can I patch Ta up at all?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
roll for it, or do you
No,
just...
you have time. You're not in a combat situation anymore. I'm not really worried about it. You disinfect the wound. Wash it and all that kind of stuff. And
Good job taking that bullet straight to the abdomen.
Yeah, well, that wasn't fun.
No, I doubt it. But hey, you're here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Vin puts his hand on his shoulder. He's like, "You got to be the luckiest SOB I've ever met in my life."
Another bottle of wine down.
Yeah.
You just keep drinking that, buddy. Just keep drinking that.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, I sent the car back to the base, so we kept the car back.
Fantastic.
Major Laser's gonna be so pissed.
I'm so happy.
But Zorn
I'm
is going to
so
be
happy.
so happy.
So happy. But dude,
And do we get to
you,
keep
Scott,
it? Do we get to keep it, David?
Tell you what, if y'all put engineering, because y'all paid for engineering staff, if you put engineering on this thing, y'all get to keep the car.
Absolutely.
Okay. Because they got to take apart the comms and unhook all the security stuff and not let the car brick itself, because that's what they'll do. So yeah, if we spend some days on that, they'll make it so that y'all get to keep the coffin car.
I'm pretty sure that most everybody in the crew, like the entire Edge Runner crew, is down with stealing Major Laser's car.
They figure out that it has like the electrolytic skin that allows it to change stuff, and it's only got one preset, and that's like Major Laser's whole like full body image just draped across the whole car. It's the only image that was loaded into. It's the only thing it'll display. And like right now it's stuck on for Major Laser, and he's like no shirt. He's got those tight little razor ball shorts on, and like it's like nobody wants to look at it because like it's grotesque no matter who you are. Like it's not good.
Zorn just comes out and shakes his hand at it like every day until it's taken off.
Exactly.
Working on
Yay!
What a score!
We stole a train.
That's awesome.
Stole a train.
I didn't know how y'all were gonna do it. I knew that there was like
Neither did we.
there was a way. There's always a way. I just didn't know how you were gonna do it. This is great.
Awesome.
And I'm glad I got to bust out their like super creepy spider bots.
I was thinking a lot about those bots.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
got
because
those in his head now.
like it wanted to face hug you and shoot you in the face, and then like do things to you.
Yeah, I have a feeling that some of the tech from the unnecessary tech for this train is going to me and Ta.
Yeah.
Ta? I imagine that was your thought too. Yeah. So that the two of us have some extra tech to play with.
There's a lot of stuff, especially in that computer car. Like they kind of took old school diesel engines, retrofitted them to run Chew, and then revamped the tech, but they couldn't fit it into the engine, so they had to have a whole separate car to do all the tech stuff. And it's amazing what it can do in the right hands. This guy is just a jerk, and
I got a question.
Yeah.
Are we gonna use both of those trains or just one of them?
I think it's I was gonna say it's safety precaution, but I think it's because like if one breaks down, then you have the other.
Right, but we're gonna be hooking up. In real life, they use it as a pusher.
Right.
Like we're gonna be hooking up to a train. If everything works out well, we don't know the future, but we have a train up there already.
Right.
I
That's
asked because
future Spring's problem. That's not now Spring's problem.
Yeah, y'all have
I
no
have that
idea what condition this other train is in. You have no concept. But yeah, the two engines thing is, making sure it has enough horsepower to start the train, enough brake power to stop the train, all that kind of stuff. So the kinds of hauls this guy was doing was a 2-engine job.
the reason why I asked is because I wanted to steal the turbo off
Oh,
my truck.
I mean,
But he thinks about that as he gets his kid out, and he's like, we'll probably get that for now.
yeah. Yeah, I do love that, like, y'all, because Ta was in there and immediately started turning off comms equipment and all that kind of stuff. There's really no way for them to know that all that molten metal is just sitting parked on some, like, offshoot of the tracks. Because, I mean, this guy is, like, passed out or dead or something. It's 24 hours. Is he going to wake up in time? We don't know. Is he going to tell them what happened? We don't know.
My thought is like this can't possibly be the only train that goes back and forth on that line.
Sure.
I think that someone else will see it eventually.
Not a
Also
problem.
knowing that this guy's
We don't know.
propensity to be like a jackass about it.
Yeah, we have no idea.
I
It
mean,
wouldn't be the
there's
first
a
time he
runner
didn't have.
car, so wouldn't the runner car be like, whoa, that car didn't, like the train didn't come, so need to go back and find it?
Yeah, but he's done this before, right?
They don't
So it's
know.
like, who
But
knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
We're just gonna let it
not our-
ride.
That's a
Not
good
our
question.
problem.
I mean, I didn't see it. I didn't see it from my view, but did the runner car also switch tracks?
Yeah. So the tail car never switched tracks. It kept on going, and the lead car was long gone, right? Because the guy was like, I'm done, so I'm gonna park this and I'll see y'all later. And they're like, all right, I guess we're going home.
Great security. The best
I
security.
love it.
Superb.
Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
Good times.
Yay!
So we have a little bit of like XP and stuff to do real quick, but I think we should probably let everybody on stream go ahead and go, and we'll do a little bit of after action, and we can do all that off cam.
You want to raid?
Oh, that'd be a great idea. Yeah, let's raid some folks.
Wonder, is Caitlin streaming tonight? Sorry.
Oh, that'd be
You
awesome.
know?
Yeah, she's streaming right now.
So our friend Caitlin is streaming Mass Effect 3.
Nice.
love Mass
Connor is streaming Metroid.
Oh, fun.
And my little brother is streaming World of Warcraft.
No, I don't think I'm following Caitlin.
So fresh sales.
Oh, I think we rated them once before, right?
Yes, we have.
So fresh. Oh, yep, it's in my history. Following this person already. Thought I followed her already. All right, y'all want Mass Effect 3?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Cool. All right, everybody. We are going to send you to Mass Effect 3. Thank you so much, Brandon Unk, for tuning in. That was lots of fun.
Cool.
And let's get So Fresh set up as our raid target. Awesome. Is it doing the buttons?
I don't see it yet.
Oh, I think I messed it up.
Bless you.
There it is.
There we
Okay,
go.
there it goes. All right, cool. Yeah, so let's tune in. We're going to go raid this lovely, awesome human being doing some Mass Effect. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been a lot of fun. And we'll be back next week with the next segment in the Midnight Runners scouting out the road ahead. So, night all, have fun and play well.
May all your rolls be crits. Bye.
Awesome, and we're out.
What a great game tonight. That was fun.
Oh man, I didn't know how y'all were gonna do it. That was a lot of fun.
What if you don't?
One second,
what
I'm
would have happened
gonna-
if I didn't turn off the comms? Would someone have attacked us?
They would have been following you guys for sure. Because I mean that's a lot of stuff. You know, they're not gonna just like let that data car go and all that stuff go. Like they would have tracked y'all at some point.
Yeah.
So to put it in perspective, if I remember right, a real locomotive is like somewhere in the $20 million+ range.
Yeah.
And you're adding all of that tech. We're looking at like $100 million worth of tech just disappearing.
Yeah. 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 It's a lot. And definitely that guy is not going to.
I think we would have done him a favor if we just would have let him get hit by the car.
But you know,
Sigh.
Maybe
By the
not.
way, I love your character.
you do.
It's a
Yes.
great addition. Great
What
addition.
do you love about it? It.
It's just how Galaxy plays. It seems like she's got. It's kind of kooky, a little bit. Like the laughter with me driving as fast. That's instantly gonna get you on Benton's favorite squad. Like, yeah, she gets it. So like that kind of thing, and then the shot, Benton would have so much respect. Like